Hello, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. You faded the music, George. You faded the music I was singing before the show. I'm not performing Seal. We have got 3D templates on the show. 2, 3, 4. It's a launch day. It's a launch day. It's a launch day. What have we got for you? Yeah, cut it now. Thank you. I was doing a bit more before the show, and then the guy's like, "Oh, you have to sing it on the show." But then George faded the music, so I couldn't do it. Anyway, welcome along to launch day. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us for what is going to be a 3-hour extravaganza, because we've got crafty friends in the house today. The lovely Sharon's joining us once again from Dawn Bibby Creations. So you're going to have an hour launch day, a little bit of Dawn Bibby Creations with Sharon, and then another hour launch day. And basically, over the course of the next 3 hours, you have got, yes, you have, Erin, so much awesome. That's what you've got coming up, because you've got all of the brand new goodies, new to CTV from Dawn Bibby. And this launch, I know you guys have been waiting for so long. When we first previewed these on the 8 to 10 preview show a couple of weeks back now, the hype for this particular collection was massive. So many of you were commenting, so many of you were saying that as soon as these were launched, you were going to jump in and grab them. And actually, you proved that this morning when we gave you a little bit of a sneaky peek on Wake Up Call. I know lots and lots of these flew out of the windows. What am I talking about? I'm talking about these brand new 3D templates, which are going to allow you, whether you've got loads of crafty gear already or not, to create the most beautiful 3D creations. And we can show you over the other side of the studio the kind of things that you can create, because the lovely lady that's with me for launch day is the amazing, the talented, the wonderful Jan Brown.
Goodness me, I hope I can live up to all that.
Yeah, of course you can.
That's a big build-up.
These are great though, aren't they?
Honestly, if you joined us this morning, you saw a little snapshot of these on the earlier show. But for the benefit of anybody joining us at 2 o'clock this afternoon, these are actually a template that you can draw around, cut out with your scissors and pop together to give you the most amazing 3D projects. And when I mean 3D, if I lift this up for you, just look at the dimension there on these. This one's the bow template. So these are ideal if you don't have a die cutting machine, or if you just want a day off from die cutting. Yeah. Don't need any of that at all. It's all done with your pencil ruler, scissors, and then just literally popping it together as per the instructions. So this is just one of the samples. This is the one that we're going to create hopefully at some point during the day. I did a version of this morning, if you were tuned in for our wake up call, in the lilacs and turquoises from the Enchanted Dreams. This one is here, is winging it as we speak. There we go, look, that's what we did this morning. Thank you.
That was demo of the show.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
So this one was using papers from the Positive Thoughts collection with those turquoises. So yeah, we might get back to that one, but I'm going to do the other two as well for you. So second on the line, we've got that gorgeous little tulip gift box there. So we're definitely going to be demoing this one. I think I'm going to start with this one. And the idea behind this is that it has actually got a little gift box built into the bottom. So you could pop your chockies in there, it could be a nice little gift, it might just even be a gift card in there, you know, wrapped. You've also got space inside there, so you might want to pop something in the bottom and then a little bit of tissue paper with something in the top there. But these are all elements. The only bit that I've added to this is, you might recognise one of our little sentiments there, which I've just added to that. That doesn't come with the collection, but decorate it with whatever you've got in your stash. I'm going to show you how to put that one together. And then the third template in the collection is this beautiful little butterfly book. So again, this has got gift boxes along with it, but you've got all the elements. Little flowers again are extras, because we've all got flowers in our stash, you know, so reach for whatever you've got there for embellishments. But showing you how to put, it's almost like a little book fold. Yeah. You could pop sentiments inside here, you could handwrite a message inside here, but it just shows you how nice and straightforward. No die cutting involved, literally all done by drawing around a template, cut it out. You've got templates for the base, you've got templates for the boxes, you've got templates for the mats and layers. So it is really quite straightforward when you take it down into its sort of chunks. So we're going to be doing this one on the show as well. We're going to make this one, and then just to show you another version of that done in a different colour, it can look completely different. So again, you know, sort of all that nice inks that you've got incorporated in there. This one's got a little aperture cut in the front and the flowers are just popped in there. But again, you know, pop your sentiments inside there, add those die cuts that you've got, make it work with things that you've already got in your stash there. Really, really nice little sort of, they become a gift rather than just a card for someone, don't they, Ben?
Yeah.
It's actually like receiving a gift that you're going to keep, a little keepsake.
Yeah, and a lot of you, again, earlier on were chatting about using these as decorative pieces. A lot of people, particularly that bow, thinking about Christmas time decorations for your Christmas tree. I know producer Aaron was getting very excited about thinking he's using them as table decorations for things like Thanksgiving. So many possibilities. The value for money on that bundle is phenomenal. You can go individually on those as well, which I know a few of you have done, and we'll look at those in just a few moments' time. A few hellos. We've got Radical Rachel again on the socials. They're working you hard, Rachel, at the minute, aren't they? Seriously. Lovely to have you with us. But Carletta joins us. Pam E says, John! That's what it says there. So happy to see you. Hi, Pam! Hi, Sharon, Ben and crew from Central New York. Betty joins us from Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Linda's in, saying, good afternoon, Ben, Jan, the socials, and my lovely crafty friends. Julie joins us from Atlanta, Georgia. And Linda says, these are absolutely beautiful. I couldn't resist, so people buying already. Lorraine says, such a lovely idea, these, for those that don't have die cutters or are new to crafting. And that's exactly hitting the nail on the head. That's why these have been so popular. Just worth bearing in mind as well that these brand new goodies, licensed products, we work with the original designer on those to bring those to a wider audience, but fully licensed, and you're going to absolutely love them when you see how easy it is to pop all of those 3D projects together. Few quick mentions, literally just a minute here to show you what's proving really popular from Dawn Bibby Creations. The cardstock you guys have absolutely loved from just a little sneak peek that we showed you in Wake Up Call. Sharon's going to be back with a full hour at 3 o'clock, which is 10 a.m. Eastern, because there's loads of beautiful cardstock on the show. So this is your pastel tones. 50 sheets you're going to get in total of this gorgeous pearl cardstock. 300 GSM, specifically selected by the wonderful Dawn Bibby, and you're getting these 10 colours, 5 sheets per colour, and already, we literally spent a minute on them earlier on, 30% of the stock sold through already, reason being fantastic value for money, and just take a look at that gorgeous, gorgeous colour palette. £13.59 or $19.59 if you are platinum and you're shopping in the US. We've then got your purples and pinks as well. A quarter of the stock has gone here. We are super busy, and what you'll love about the colours that we've got here too is that a lot of these will work absolutely beautifully with the dye ranges that Sharon's brought with her today from Dawn Bibby Creations. If you love your botanicals, if you really love vintage, we've got a vintage toy collection in stamp and die form, which I think you guys will absolutely love. But again, this particular set, 25% of the stock has gone. 50 sheets for £13 and change, value for money. It's amazing, and you're under $20 if you're shopping in the US and you are platinum. And then lastly, the greens and the blues, and wow, 40% of the stock has gone. It has been a busy morning. Again, stock up on this, some really gorgeous hues of your greens and blues in here. Once again, 10 colours, 5 sheets per colour, and really top-notch, beautiful cardstock. You can see that pearl finish to it, 300 GSM. Again, so beautiful construction weight cardstock for you as well. Once again, that price is the same, 50 sheets for £13.59 or $19.59. Those are your platinum prices, and also your new to us today prices as well, because if you're here because of Dawn Bibby, hit us up on the website crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu, hit the Club Inspire tab, join up to our club for free, and we will give you 20% off your first order today. Literally takes you about 2 minutes tops to fill it in. We need your email, need your name and a password, and you're in, you're done. It's as simple as that. Let's get on to the launch day though. The price on this, I nearly fell over when I saw it earlier on, because I always like to know what's coming up on the show. Sometimes I don't thoroughly check the prices. I was not expecting a price tag of under £20 platinum, under $25 for this collection. 62 templates, but they're going to allow you to create the three different items that you can see right there. Two build the boxes, and then you've got one building that gorgeous bow card as well. The great thing about these is, I say, fully licensed products. We've worked with the original creator directly to license these designs and bring them to you. You've got full instruction included. Jan will go through that with you, very thorough, showing you everything that you get when you get these home. And you'll also get a link to the Magic Hands video as well. So not only all of this inspiration today, but you have a link to a video when you get these home too, just to give you a bit of a refresh and even more inspiration. Pick these up right now with a 20% saving. If you want to go individually, you can. A lot have, but they're $9.99 individually or $12.95. When you see that price, you've got to go for the full lot, really, Jan, haven't you?
Crazy, isn't it? I love the fact that here at Crafters TV we can actually offer you a discount on a brand new product.
Yeah.
It took a while for me to get that into my head, because normally you would expect to pay full price for, you know, a brand new launch product. Yes, we've got Club Inspire, so you're going to get your Club Inspire discount, but we're also giving you an extra 20% off on a launch day. And that blew my mind when I first started working with the company. I just thought, you know, generous above and beyond. So the reason we can bring them to you for that price is that these are actually a Mylar template that you can keep. So there's no metal work involved in here. When we sell the dies, that's the bit that costs the money, obviously, for the metal work. The fact that we've just taken away all that and just made them as a template means we can bring you them at that fabulous price. So we're going to start off today with the tulip box. We demoed the bow earlier on in Wake Up Call, for those of you that were watching us. I am going to come back to that later in the show, but I want to show you the tulip box and the butterfly one before we go back to the bow. So in your pack you are going to get a selection of the little templates. So we've got, for this one, I'm actually going to recreate the one that we had here. So if I show you that one this way on the little gift box at the bottom. So the first thing that we're going to make is the little box, which is quite straightforward, and you get the template A, and then you've also got a little bag of bits. All right, and this has got all your other templates in. And do you know what I love about this, Ben? When I opened this up, I read through the instructions, and it said a lot of the pieces you have to cut 4 times because you've got 4 sides to your project. But instead of giving you one piece to cut around 4 times, you've actually got that stencil 4 times on each of the pieces. So you can actually lay these out on a piece of card, see how they're going to fit, optimize what you're going to get out of your card instead of wasting, you know, sections of it. And if you want to, you can just pop a little bit of your dotty tape pen on the back of them and stick them down and lay them out on your card so that you can see where everything's going. So I'll come back to all the different individual pieces in a second, because we're going to start out with that little gift box and get that bit done first. So I'm just going to pop those back in there so that those little pieces don't escape, and we'll come back to those in a minute. Now, in each set you also get a full list of instructions. Okay, so step by step it tells you which pieces of template, and all the templates have a letter corresponding them, so you can find out straight away. They're all laid out on the back of here so that you can see what you need for each stage. And I'll just mention, while we're on the reverse of here, Ben just said about the video. On the back of your packaging there is actually the address here for you to pop into your PC, your, you know, whatever it is you're using, your tablet. If you type this in, it will take you to that video which shows you again a little bit more detail about how to put these together. So that's on the packaging. If you're one of the people that likes to get rid of the packaging, I would just keep that little bit somewhere with your template so that you've got it to refer back to. So following the instructions, it tells you to make the box, it tells you which pieces to cut out, and you've got elements that, if you have a look at this, you can see that the background is like your base layer, and then there's elements that are matted and layered on top of it. It explains which parts is which, and it goes through showing how to sort of literally pop it all together until you get your finished box. And then I've added extra bits. I've added the ribbon to it, I added the die cut and the few little embellishments just to add a bit of a personal touch to it. So we're going to start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start, Ben.
It is.
And I couldn't resist that then. So it asks you first of all to cut one of the box template. Now I chose to do black card with this one, and just a top tip for you when you're working on anything dark, I tend to draw around most of my things with pencil.
Okay.
If you just grab a white crayon, it does show up a little bit better on the white. So again, you can hold this in place with your fingers, which is all I do. Again, if you prefer for it to stick, just add a few of your little dots here and there, and they just rub off afterwards.
Yep.
So you are simply going to hold it in place and draw around the edge. Now we can all manage that.
Yeah.
Okay, just literally all the way around the outside of the template, just holding it in place.
Yeah.
So we've got an external cutting edge there, which gives you the shape of the box. So no measuring, you don't have to worry about, have I got it right, have I got the score lines in the right place?
Love that.
I'm just going to follow it all the way around until it joins up with where I started.
Nice and simple.
And then the pieces that you can see that look as if they've got lines drawn them, these are actually gaps. So again, I'm just going to go back to my pencil because the crayon's not quite as sharp. But pop yourself those in as well. These are going to be your score lines. So wherever you've got one of those little gaps here, just pop your lines in, and those are going to line up with your scoreboard. So again, just all those the way through. So you can see now we've got that perfect copy there of the template.
Yes.
All right, and then all I want you to do with that is take your favourite pair of scissors, and I like my big scissors here. There are 3 sizes to choose from if you're using our Crafter's Companion scissors, whichever you're most comfortable with. You're literally going to cut round the outside of it, and you're going to score on your scoreboard where you've put those score lines.
Okay.
And you will end up then with a piece that looks like so. You can see there where I've got my, it's not over the black, you can't see it at all, Jan. But you can see there how I've got my piece that looks like the one that we drew around. So I've done a little bit of the cutting in advance because we want to try and create as much as we can for you during the show. So you can see that we've got 2 sides to the box there. You've got the front edge of the box. We've got the back piece of the box with the little flaps to tuck in, and then you've got the piece here that's going to form the closure. Now, on the instructions, it doesn't give you any templates to decorate the box with. So I put mine together as per the instructions. And then I thought to myself, right, it does look, when I actually got to this part here, you can see elements of the side of the box. So I thought, right, it's easy enough to just cut out. All I did was measure these little pieces here, and I've gone for that 1/4 inch smaller, or if you're working in centimetres, a 1/2 centimetre. And I've just used some of the scrap card to decorate those 2 sides and the front and the back. And then I've added some red line tape to my tabs here, the glue tabs. Now, if you don't like the red line tape, you can use a wet glue. And if you're using a wet glue, I go with your tacky glue for this one. So just give it that second or two to go tacky. All right, which is where it gets its name from. So pop it on, spread it out so that you've not got any risk of that sort of seepage, and then give it a second or two for it to go tacky, and you can work with it. Alternatively, the tape, the double-sided tape in our tape runners is strong enough for construction. Everybody has their preference. There's no right or wrong. I just prefer to use the double-sided tape when I'm on TV because you've got an instant grab. At home, I do work a lot with wet glue, whether it be the tacky glue or the all-purpose.
Yeah.
So literally, all you're going to do is bring your glue tab. You can see where I've got that sticky on there, where it's just catching the light, and make that nice rectangle, bring that edge flush, and give that one a little press. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So this is the sort of back of the box.
Okay.
Line up that edge to make that nice 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle there. Get my angles mixed up. And then bring it to the front, and you're going to do the same again. So we've got 2 little glue tabs at the front. I'm going to line up one side, just get that angle nice, and then again on the other side. Okay. Now what I prefer to do when I've done this is just turn it on its side, and I like to just go over those where I've sealed it with my bone folder and just make sure that all the air bubbles have come out of the tape and that you've got a really nice seal. And then the 2 tabs that were on the side here, so this is actually these parts here. So you've got these 2 bits right at the edge become part of your closure. Yeah. And then this long piece that was out here at with the bit on the front is going to be the bit that tucks in. Now that is really, really straightforward. Yes. Nice and simple. It all tucks together. And you've got a little box there that is approximately 3 inches by 2.5. All right, and it is 2 inches deep.
Okay.
So again, you know, if you just want a quick gift box, you've got a nice easy template there. You don't have to get the die cutting machine out. Nice template just to make a nice little gift box as is. So that's part of it. So we're going to pop that to one side and start working on the next part of the plan. So what we need then, following the instructions, it asks you to cut. I'm going to pop those to one side for a second. Just spread all the pieces out and familiarise yourself with which bit is what. And as I say, there's a key to that on the instructions. So I'm just going to go through and take one of each piece out for you. So you have got piece C. Well, we'll go for B first. We'll go along the numbers. You've got B and C, and we'll get rid of all the extra pieces because I've got these cut out ready, so I don't need to... but I love the fact that, as I say, they've given you 4 of each, so that you can literally lay them out and make sure that everything's going to fit. Then we've got piece D and E. Okay, so again, let's get rid of the surplus ones there and pop those back. And then you've got some smaller pieces. We've got H, I and G there, or G, H and I. So let's get rid of all those extra ones there. And then you've got J. So that's the set of templates that we've got. The only one I've missed, you might have spotted the F's missing. I put that to one side. That's going to be the leaf part that creates these bits to finish it off. So I've just popped that to one side, and again you've got 4 of everything. All right, so let's pop all those over there so that they're all together out of the way. So on your instructions then, it asks you to cut these 4 times, hence the 4 pieces. So we need 4 of each of these ones and 4 of J. So we're going to end up with pieces that look, if I bring you the ones that I've cut out, and then I've got most of it put together ready, and I've kept some of it to show you how it fits together. So you can see there then, let's pop these and just put them at the side of them. We've got our G, we've got our H, we've got D and E, I've got C there, I've got I, I've got B, and I've done the hinges in black. I'll show you how these work in a little while when we've put the bit of the construction together. So what it says to you in your instructions then is to take piece C. All right, let's just move these over to one side. I'm going to work on the black so that you can see what I'm doing better. And it asks you to pop these 2, which are effectively your mats and layers. And it shows you how to overlap them to create that. Instantly, you've got that tulip shape going on there with that, you know, just 3 bits of card. Okay, now I've actually used card from our Secret Garden collection, which I think we've got the pad on the show, haven't we? So this card is, you know, sort of a middleweight there, and then the papers are from that pad as well. So I've got sort of not a heavyweight card stock. So all I'm going to do is use my tacky glue on here. Again, if you want to use your tape pen, you can. And then I'm just going to use my tweezers and just pop these, and you can see how easy. And you've got that lovely little border there, no guesswork involved, all ready for you. All I've done is add a little bit of ink round here. I just went through my ink pads and found out that even though I would call the card pink, it was actually the crushed violet that, crushed velvet, not violet, that's the one, that actually fit. So I've just edged my pieces of paper with a little bit of ink, which is optional. You know, it's not a must, it's just something I like to do. So you can see the beginnings of that petal work there. So we'll pop C back together. Then we're going to take B, and this is all in your instructions here. You can see we've just done step 3, where we've actually popped the petals to create this one. We're going to go on to step 4 now, and this is almost like the central panel. If you see that design, you can see we've just created that panel here, and then you've got your little bit that fits in the centre. So we're going to create that bit next by popping the 3 pieces that we've got here onto template B. So again, a little bit of glue, and I found just with the wet glue, just gave me time to get things in place. But again, it is pure preference as to which adhesive you use to pop these together. And then I'm going to take H, and it explains which order to pop these on in the instruction. But again, I don't think it would matter if you got them in a different direction, as long as you're creating this essential sort of look. I don't think it would matter if you had that piece overlapping that piece, you know, but it tells you to pop them in this particular order, so that's what Jan did, because I'm a good girl, really.
You are good. Follow the
I'm a good
instructions.
girl,
It's always
yeah.
best to.
OCD doesn't let me stray from the rules very much. So you can see now we've got that central part.
Yeah.
And then the next part of the instructions asks you to stick these two together. So all we're going to do is line up the base edges at the bottom, get it about central in the middle of your large petal, which was C, and we're going to stick it so that this bit looks as if it's the inside of the flower.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do then is where I've got cardstock showing, I'm just going to add some more glue there, and then again take it, look for the base on part C, and I'm going to pop it so that it's about central. So just going to flick it over so that I can double check that it's about in the middle there. Line it up with the base, and then you can see there that we've got that stuck in place. All right, now I asked you to do that 4 times, so we've actually got our 4 at the ready. I've done 2 of them like that. I just need to stick the central parts on those other 2 pieces. I've done exactly the same for each one. I've cut all the pieces out of that piece of 12 by 12 paper. All the pieces came out of 1 sheet of 12 by 12 from that paper pad, and all the pink pieces came out of 1 piece of A4 cardstock.
Gotcha.
So I used a piece of black A4 for the box, 1 piece of the pink A4 for the background layers, and 1 sheet of 12 by 12, and I even got the extra pieces for the side out of that 12 by 12. So it's quite economical with your... I know we get a bit jittery when you've got to use too much paper out of your paper pads. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. If I need to use 4 sheets of paper, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I need to keep my paper pad. So again, just lining those up, make sure they're fairly central, and get those all stuck down. And it asks you to do those 4 times, and got those at the ready. Okay, so I'm going to pop all those template pieces to one side now. So we've literally got as far as the first side. We've done the templates, we've done the first part of the petal, we've put the internal part together, and we've stuck them to make our pieces that look like the one at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we're going to flip over, and now it goes to this piece, which is like a little hinge. All right, so piece J, it asks you to cut that 4 times, and it's like a little hinge. I've popped one on to show you that goes on the back of here, and then we'll stick it onto the box to create that side.
Okay.
Yeah? So that's how we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all going to actually hinge on to make the sides of the box. So again, all I've done is cut these out of the black card. I folded them in the centre because there's a little score line. Remember, wherever there was a gap in your stencil here, your template, pop your score line in, score it in half, and then I've added some red line tape again. Wet glue, double-sided tape pen, whatever you decide is your favourite. So you actually want to stick these with the fold to the outside edge. So I'm going to hold my petal upside down.
Okay.
I've got the folded part, the tent part to the top, and then I'm looking roughly for the centre of that piece that we've just stuck down, and then you want it level, flush with that bottom edge. And then once you're happy with that, again, pop that in place so you can see. Okay. Now, producer Erin's just asked a very quick question. She says, which size double-sided grid liner tape is it? Now, my large one, my 12mm, wasn't quite large enough, so I've got 1 row of this one, and because Jan's again a bit OCD, I needed the other bit cutting, so I've got a line of the narrow one as well. So this is the 6.
6 and the 12.
This is the 6, yeah. It's not the very fine one, the 3mm. This is the 6 because I wanted that area covering. So again, just you know what I'm like. It has to. If I'm going to do something, it has to be done. So we'll pop that one on there, and we're going to add one of those. So it's quite repetitive, this one.
Yeah.
It's a nice one to start with because you've sort of done it once, but then they're asking you to do exactly the same another 3 times. So again, folded edge to the top here, to the outside edge of your petal. Look, I'm looking at where I centred that panel B, that was the middle bit, and I'm going to pop it flush to the edge and as central as I can get it in between those 2 pieces, and then just make sure it's stuck down nicely. So one more of those, again, nice and repetitive. You know, you've done it once. It's that sort of committing it to your memory by keep repeating it, so that the next time you make a project with this particular set, oh, I remember this. Yeah, I remember how to do this. So again, we're going to pop that last one in place like so. Okay. So we've got all 4 pieces. So we're actually on to, where are we? We've done the piece here where we've popped them on. It tells you to pop them on the back of the middle and on the back of the box. Now I prefer to put them onto the petals first, and then we're going to attach them to the box. Okay. So if for any reason, you know, if you're using a pattern paper, what I did was look at which one I like this one best, so I'm going to pop that at the front. So next choice is, are you going to have your little box open at the front, or do you want the opening at the back? Okay. So whichever you prefer. Now then, in the studio lights, my tape's decided to pop undone, so I'm just going to squeeze that back together, and I'll show you how to do that towards the end. So I'm going to have my opening at the front, and I like this one the best, so I'm going to put that at the front. So again, take the liner off, and this time turn it upside down, and we want the join to go to the edge of the box. So that was my, where was the front? That was the front there. So literally we want where the fold is to go right up to the edge so that it's flush with the edge of the box and about centred. So I'm just eyeballing the same distance at either side, and I'm going to pop that so that it's nice and flush with the edge of your box here, and then once you're happy, stick that in place. All right, and then I'm not too worried about where the others go. I just wanted a nice one for the front. Having said that, I covered most of the front up with a die cut sentiment, but you know, if you're leaving it plain, you want something that looks pretty at the front. So again, opposite side, you're going to do exactly the same. So line it up roughly in the centre, make sure that it's nice and flush with that outside edge there, rub it into place. Okay. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other 2 sides, so you've got your set of 4. Okay, so again, flip it round. You've just got, you know, it's almost as if it's been planned. I know I've done this in black card and it's not so easy to see, but there's just enough gap for this one to fit in between the 2 that you've already put down. So there's a lot of thought gone into this as to how it's going to fit together. So again, eyeballing around the centre, up flush at the edge, pop it in place, and again you've done that same thing 4 times. So that repetition, as I say, allows you to commit it to memory. I think the next time you put one of these together, you'll think, oh, actually I'm a lot quicker with the second one. So again, in that middle there, pop it in, and then what I'm going to do is just make sure that they're all stuck down. So a little bit of a rub into place again, get the air bubbles out of that tape and make sure it's nice and secure. And then when we pop these together now, you can see that box starting to come together. Yeah. All right. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we've got as far as popping number 7. And then on number 8, it asks you to put some adhesive on the sides here, because obviously this is not doing anything at the minute. We want it to stay together like this one. So on the top edges here, I've got some little bits of red line tape just to nip those petals together to hold it in place. So all I did was just, this is where the 3mm one came in. So I took my 3mm red line tape, and I didn't actually prep this bit, but I'm just going to pop a little bit, and I'm going to round all 8 of those, Ben. So I just need a second to pop the tape on them all, and then we'll come back and show you how it fits together. We've got the 3mm, 6mm, 12mm red liner tape on the show for you. You saw at the bottom of the screen there in three packs. So if you want to grab those, 3mm, 6mm, 12mm, they're available for you. Bottom of your screen right there. There's your 3mm, $6.49. Or $12.99 if you want the 6mm as well. We can flash up the details for you too. Always really handy to have, isn't it? Particularly for your construction. $6.99 or $16.99 if you're shopping in the US. And then the 12mm 3-pack collection is £9.99 or $20.99. Lots of lovely comments coming through just as we've been
watching Jan. Gilmore says the papers are glorious. Chatting about the pastel, the cardstock from Dawn Bibby Creations.
Those colours are beautiful, aren't they?
She says I need to look away. I can't allow Ben to enchant me. Brilliant colour, says Lorraine. Jan, I'm so excited to see you demo these templates, says Patricia. I purchased them and so appreciate your lovely samples and talent. James E. O'Sullivan has ordered the bow. And Anne has said on Facebook that some of these pieces could be used for applique and soft crafts. They could.
Yep.
The tulip would be gorgeous, wouldn't it? Pammy's loving the tips. Sam McDonald's dropped in saying hello. I'm popping in as I'm currently on a lunch break. Pammy says I love the papers you chose, so gorgeous. And Kathy says lots of pieces. I will not try to make this when my grandson is around. He will not help, or he will like to help. I could see those pieces all over the floor. Yeah, maybe keep them away from like small children and pets potentially, because they could go everywhere. And thank you to Gilmore, who says the large bow could be a headdress for Ben.
Oh, right on the front, just there.
Just to work, would he be like a fascinator? Well, fascinators are more
without the card on the back, just the bow and the tails. Take you the card. Oh, it looks like a little hat, doesn't it? Maybe we should put you a ribbon underneath it.
Oh yeah, like a little Easter bonnet.
Ribbon bow underneath there.
I mean, there's another use for you there, isn't it? Easter bonnets. I mean, seriously,
yeah.
we think of everything here. Thank you, Gilmore, for that great suggestion. Are you ready to move on?
Yes, I've got my tape on and I've took the backing off it, the red line backing off it. So I've got a little bit. You might want to do this before you actually stick it together. It's I'm usually prepped for it, but I've missed that stage. So I've just put a little bit on the edge of each petal. There's about half an inch, if you're lucky. And then what we're going to do is bring this up together and just tease those petals together and give it a good pinch to get that tape. And that's why I like to put it on both sides, so you've got adhesive to adhesive. All right, so again, we're going to do the next one and pinch that one in. If you've got any little clips, you might want to just clip it together for a while until it settles. The little, I use the little, forget what they call them. But I've got some of those at home that I use. I know what you mean. Just until it sort of, realises that that's the shape you want it to hold. All right, and then again on that fourth one. And that's created then sort of the closure of the box. So you've got, just give them a little squeeze there on the edges. And you can see now that we've got that coming on nicely. So which was my front and back? That was the front. So again here, you've got that little box that still opens up to pop your little surprise gift in. And then the last stage on your instructions is to cut the leaves. And again, they've given you 4 of them. Yeah. So you've got 4 template pieces. And it does suggest on here, to sort of use a slightly lighter weight card for this, because we're going to sculpt these and curl them to make those like leaf parts of the tulip. So I've chosen just some lighter weight cardstock there, and again I'm going to take my bone folder and just run it underneath, and you can see how it creates that nice curl to it. And then I have actually put some tape on this one ready, look. So again, just a couple of times. It's almost like you used to do with the ribbon bows when you were dressing gifts. I used to do this with the and it all twizzled. So just to give it that shaping. Yeah. Okay. And then it asks you to mould these around the corners. So again, I've just put a bit of tape, and this time I've got about 1.5 inches. I've just used that 3mm tape. And what we're going to do is take the box, we're going to eyeball the centre of the leaf here and pop it at the corner, and then literally just mould it around the box and stick each of those sides down. So you're going to get sort of like a crease in the bottom bit, but then you can see how that lovely little leaf petal curls out. Yeah? So again, do that once and then repeat it on the other 3 corners. So again, it's very sort of repetitive in its style, this one.
On the one that I've got over here, and I'm sure it is, you know the, we've got them on Creative Cravings later on, the glossy accents?
Yes.
This one's got like little sort of
dew
glossy
drops.
accent. It looks like the dew.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah,
lovely. Such a cute idea, that, isn't it?
Yep.
It's really effective.
Again,
actually.
sort of when you come to embellish, you know, there's no real limit about what you want to do with them. There's so many different ideas. I didn't bring all the embellishments for this one. I'm going to show you that finished one again and just show you the pieces that I've added.
Yeah.
Because obviously time has a habit of disappearing when we get up here. And I want to try and get all of them demoed for you. So again, pop one side down, just curve it around the corner.
Yeah.
And stick the other side, and it will curl out automatically. You can see how these are creating that shape.
Yeah.
So just give it a good rub into place, and then we've got that last one to do on this corner. So I'm popping half of it on one side of the box,
Yep.
and then just folding it around and popping the other half on the other side. So you can see there that we've got that lovely little tulip shape. We've got that sort of paper around it just to enhance it, and then of course you've got the ability to pop your little gift inside. Now all I added to this, I had a look and thought, right, well I want to embellish, so I had a look in the ribbon drawer, and I just pulled out some ribbon that matched, and I've gone all the way around the base of the box and popped a little bow on the front there. You can see that one. And then I wanted a sentiment to go on it, so I've just used one of our, these were the range that came out to fit the mini.
Yep.
So there was best wishes, congrats, happy birthday. That was from that collection. Little tiny butterfly die cut and a few pearls. I've not bothered decorating the other sides. You can if you wish. I just popped the detail on the front. And again, you've got that ability to, like I said, pop your little gift.
Cute.
All right, so that is your tulip box on that one. All right, fantastic.
A few questions just coming through. Evelyn says, could you mould the bottom of the leaf before you tape it down?
You could, it's just knowing how far up it will sort of find, because I thought, oh, shall I put a score line in there to help it? But it will find its own place, sort of around the box. I tried it with the score line in and it was a bit rigid. So I just sort of took the advice of the instructions and just moulded it. And you've seen I've just done that and it works absolutely fine. But again, you know, try out things. Don't be afraid. Just because the instruction says do X, Y, and Z, don't be afraid to add another bit in there. You know, try these things out. That is a really good suggestion. Try it and see if you find it easier that way. Follow it like that. Pop a note on your instructions.
Yeah.
Just pop an extra score line in there if it helps. There's nothing to stop you doing that. It's just your own way of working with them.
And a question from Carly says, Ben, could you ask Jan if using the picnic box, which is 3 by 3 inches, would that work as the base? She says, my hands aren't so great with a lot of cutting out with scissors. So with the 3 by 3 base,
the 3 by 3, I don't know whether you would get the correct closure on it, because this one's only 3 by 2. It's actually rectangular. If you look at the base there, it's not as wide as it is tall. Again, try it in some scraps cardstock or even just some paper, and try it and see whether it lines up properly. It may be that you could pop a little hinge inside here, a little bit like we did when we cut the hinges for the bottom. If that box is a wee bit wider and the pieces aren't matching, you could pop a little hinge inside here to join the petals together. There's always a way round things, so don't be afraid to have a try. Just because the box says this is what you've got to do with it, don't be afraid to try things differently. You know, this is how we come up with different ideas.
Yeah. That's it. Have a play. Elizabeth Cram, hello, lovely Elizabeth, says, a really neat project. Gilmore says, this would be cute, made of vellum and possibly a battery tea light inside. Love that. We've chatted a lot about these being great for kind of table placements for functions and weddings and all these kind of things. Should I say, thinking of centerpieces with lights inside on the table for a wedding.
Look great, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Kathy says, I can't wait to make these. And Lillian says that the bow would make a fancy bow tie, Ben. I mean, a little bit big.
Bit big.
But, you know, if you took the card off.
Maybe we just need the inside bit, the smaller bit for a bow tie for you, yeah.
Yeah. Potentially. I mean, you do what you want with it, to be honest. For this sort of price, £19, 18 platinum, $24.76, you get the 3. So you can create that beautiful butterfly box. You can create that gorgeous tulip box, and of course the amazing bow as well. And hopefully you're seeing that even if you haven't got a lot of the gear, if you haven't got a die cutting machine, you haven't got all of the tools, it doesn't really matter with this collection. You need the bare minimum really to be creating a pencil, bit of cardstock, your scissors, your craft knife, a bit of adhesive, and away you go. That's why these are super popular, because they're appealing to everybody, even people who haven't got like a craft room stashed full of all of your usual crafty bits and pieces. If you do need papers, I'll quickly go through these because I know we want to at least get started another project before we move on with Sharon. Oh, hello. Your Country Lane, so all of these at brilliant prices, 15% saving, your 12 by 12 paper pads. This is gorgeous. If you're looking for a bright spring, summery sort of feel, then this is a beautiful one to go for. And as you've seen with what Jan was showing you a few moments ago, when you're using those templates, you're going to get a lot out of each piece of your 12 by 12. And again, I love the fact that you've got lots of the floral papers here. You've got lots of those papers as well, which kind of will look great for the wood effect too. So those are all on the reverse. So plenty to be playing with there as far as your Country Lane is concerned. £11.55 or £13.56. Then we've got your vintage butterfly. All of these on the Shop the Day page. This one again is absolutely stunning. So if you want to go for a more of a butterfly themed project, you can do. Another 15% saving here, all double-sided, 36 sheets that you're getting. £10.19 here or £11.52. I mean, if you're not thinking specifically of using these with your templates, maybe you just want to stock up because you've already bought the collections. You need to grab more. This is a great way to be able to do it. That's your vintage butterflies collection. With a 15% saving. The Enchanted Dreams, I think lots of people's favourites as well. This is all about gorgeous florals. It's got one of my favourite papers that we do in here with that, well, in the back there again, plenty of snippability right there. But you've got that gorgeous Hydrangea hot air balloon, which just looks the absolute business. Loads to be snipping into there, as I say. Another great perfect partner to go with this collection for £10.19 or £13.56. Look at that. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Stick a frame around it and put it on the wall. Boom. That is your Enchanted Dreams. Then you've got the Secret Garden, which is the papers that Jan was using just a few moments ago, actually. And again, so much detail here. The florals, the gorgeous font. You've sort of got those gold ink splats on there as well. And I'm a sucker for musical notation on papers. I think it looks absolutely glorious. I love when you've got like the musical notation in the background, bit of script in there as well. There's so much detail. Look at that, how gorgeous, with the floral kind of just coming through those musical staves. Some absolutely gorgeous florals and foliage, and there's plenty to love about that particular paper pad for £10 and change or £13.56. And then lastly, is the Positive Thoughts collection. Again, a lot of you commenting on how much you love the colour palette here, and this one really is stunning. Loads of lace detail, loads of floral, loads of gorgeous foiling on here as well. Once again, with a 15% saving, £10.19 or $13.56 is the platinum price on that. You can find other paper. Look at that chandelier, by the way. Oh, love that. You can find more of our 12 by 12 paper pads on the website right now. If you hit the Shop the Day button, you'll find everything that we've got on the shows. And you can even get shopping across the Dawn Bibby Creations collections as well. Mary Lee Carroll says, hello everyone, mine will be here on Friday. So glad to have Jan and Ben sharing with us today. We love to be here with you. And as we go back to Jan, I will throw back to Jan, who's going to show us more, and I will fire a question your way, Jan, from Pam E, who says, Jan, would you recommend tacky glue with the red liner to really make it sturdy, or is that not necessary?
To be honest, with the red line tape, I'm not sure it's necessary. I mean, again, try it. See, compare it, do a couple and try it. I would always say, and I'm open to learning new things all the time, so I would never say no to something. Try these things out. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I did this one at home and it's been transported up here with me today. There's a little bit of, but I just think it's the lights in here, the heat from the lights.
It's warm in here.
It is very warm. But yeah, give it a go, Pam, and try it. I mean, it might be that you get an extra sort of double tack from it, from the red line and then the tacky with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give these things a try, have a play, and then you can report back and let us know, because we always learn from you guys as well. Lots of chat about the paper pads as well that we've got. Pammy just saying that Positive Thoughts paper is so pretty. Yeah, all with a 15% discount for you as well. We were about 10 minutes away from seeing Sharon again from Dawn Bibby Creations, but before that, are you going to start a project and then finish it?
I'm going to start it now and talk you through and possibly get some of it put together, but then we're going to continue at, where are we, 4 o'clock, when Sharon's done her section. So don't go away. I'm not in the habit of just doing half a demo, but obviously we were looking at the time, you know, and how we'd sort of planned the afternoon, and rather than just leaving this and doing 2 demos, one in this hour and one in the second, but right, we'll get started with this. I can at least talk you through it, show you the templates, show you the pieces I've got cut out ready, and then probably look at assembling it when we get to that second hour at 4 p.m. when Sharon's been on. So that was the plan. And we're actually going to go with that lovely little butterfly box now. So we're going to look at this one. So again, you've got the means of making the 2 little boxes here, and then you've got all the extra pieces for the butterflies, so it pops the wings in either side of it. You can see, if I show you from the top, that you've got those wings in there. The butterflies for the front. There's templates for all the little pieces that you want to edge, all the bits in the wings, and you've got that opening section in the middle there. And then again, you know, if you want to actually leave these as opening boxes, you can leave an element in here where the box opens up to pop something inside. The extra embellishments, again, you know, a very personal thing depending on who you are, who you're sending something to. You know, we've just got some die cut flowers and some foliage on there, and then again we've chosen a sentiment from the stash and I've just stamped it out for you. So butterfly box, again 16 pieces. You've got them laid out on the back again so that you can see what you should have in your pack, and you've also got that link again for that video. If you want to type this in to your search engine, it will take you straight to that video. So what we've done then is I've taken out all the pieces of template, and again they're all in that same system where they've all got the letters on. So we've got piece A, B and C. So these 2 are for the boxes. So you've got a box each side, which is exactly the same. It's identical, the 2 little boxes. We've just got one's got some positioning on it to fit this one that traps between the 2 to create that illusion that there is a butterfly sandwiched in between the 2 boxes. So that's just giving you the positioning. And then this part is actually going to fold in half, and this is what goes inside. It's almost like a little card. So this would make a great little card blank in its own right. But this one actually sticks inside, and it's a means of sticking the 2 boxes together, and you've got the wings on there as well, which add that illusion that there's a butterfly trapped in between the boxes. So that's the main 3 large ones, and then you've got separate elements again. And again, I love the fact that they've given you the quantity for what you actually need. So for example, we're going to cut out these little pieces which do the edges. So you have got 2 long edges and 4 short edges. So you've got the 2 long edges, all right, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 short edges. Now if you want to repeat on the inside, you can just cut these again. And then it also gives you the matte layers, which are going to cover the front and the insides. And if you want, you can add one on the back as well. So that is panel I. Panel G and H are the decorative elements to cover. Can you see how I've got a matte layer on the wings here? So the base is cut in craft card, and then there's actually a matte layer on the wings. So you've got those 2 pieces to go. And then the rest of it here, this one is the piece, and you can see where that was on here. When we put this box together, we're going to stick this one on before we pop them together, and that gives you that extra wing that fits in the middle of the boxes here. And then lastly, you have got the large butterfly, which is the one that decorates the front here. And then we've also got a smaller butterfly, which is what's created the one that we've put in the centre. But if you want to create this as a panel and cut this out of the inside, you can create an aperture. So build it up on foam, pop your details inside it, pop acetate behind it. You could even have a little shaker element on the front of it. So again, lots of different ways that one's designed to fit on the top of that larger butterfly. So those are all the pieces. How are we doing for time?
You've got about 5 minutes, I think.
Right, okay, so again, we'll just talk a wee bit further, and I will just show you again that template. It's going to ask you to cut out one of A. It's going to ask you to do one of B, okay, and it's going to ask you to cut out one of C. All right. So we've got all these pieces cut ready, and I'm just going to leave these ready to come back to. So again, full instructions given. You can see here, use templates A to H actually. It's giving you all the pieces. Cut one of each, fold and burnish on all of the score lines. So we've got our pieces ready. Let's just have a look. I've got my box pieces at the ready. I've got one of the boxes put together. Let's move it off the craft card so that you can see. So we've got piece A, like so. Yep. Piece B I've already got stuck together. Piece C is this one, and I've started doing some of the matting and layering, but you can see where those extra pieces come in. And again, it's just a simple way of drawing around them, cutting them out with your scissors. And then this is the piece that's going to fit between the two boxes to create you that little card. And then you can see that those mat layers are just the right size to fit inside here. Now again, if you want to add decorative pieces here, you just need to recut. It does tell you to just do these the once, but if you want to recut these pieces, you can decorate the inside sections as well. Okay, let me pull that down a bit so that you can see that there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there because I don't want you to miss any elements of this. Leave all my pieces at the ready, and then we'll once we get back on at 4 o'clock, we'll actually continue with this demo, and I'll show you how they all fit together. Okie dokes.
Okie dokie. So yes, Jan will be doing more with you at 4. And again, just to recap everything, these are the 3 projects that you will be able to finish and create when you pick up these amazing templates. They're proving so super popular, and so many lovely comments coming through as well. Pammy saying the positive thoughts paper, yes, so pretty. The bow is huge, says James E. O'Sullivan. It absolutely is. And thank you as well to Gilmore, who's sending lots of lovely messages through today. We adore you, Jan. We will follow you wherever you will lead us. Sound like the crafty Pied Piper over there.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
But yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are absolutely loving this set. Under £20, it's an absolute steal. $24.76 if you're shopping in the US and you are a Platinum member. Let's show you something else which has been proving really popular. The Gemini Mini. Now, Gemini season has been upon us for I think it started at the start of May, didn't it? So the last few weeks, if I say last few weeks, what is it today, 25th? We're nearly at the end of May. It's basically been running this month, and we've done some fantastic deals on the original. We've done some fantastic deals for you on the junior, and this week it is all about the Gemini Mini, one of my favourite little machines. And yes, George of the joystick, he's firing out the catchphrases there. You're right, this is what everyone says is simplicity without electricity. Yes, if you're wanting portability, if you're wanting something that you can take with you, have the die cutting and embossing capability on the go, then you've got it right here. Plate size is 6x3, and actually you'll be surprised at the amount of dies that you can get through this little machine. It's a really great little workhorse, and when you just need to be able to die cut something quite quickly, you know, when you don't need to use the bigger machines, this is absolutely perfect. But the great thing about the Mini, as a lot of you will know who've already got it, it's got the power and precision that you would expect from one of our bigger electronic machines. You've also got the sturdy nature of design with those suckers on the bottom, so you can pop that wherever you want it to go, and then you're simply just manipulating the handle to get that great emboss or die cut. You get with it your folders and your plastic shims. And this is the brilliant thing about it. There's no kind of complicated sandwiches. Anything you're die cutting, you're popping into your plastic folder. Anything you're embossing, if it's a 2D embossing folder, you use your purple plastic shim. There's a 3D embossing folder, you simply stick it straight through. The great thing about this particular deal is that you are going to also get £20 or $35 worth of free dies and embossing folders. That's the current deal that we've got whilst we're highlighting the Gemini Mini. So if you want to pick it up, today it is £23.99 or $35.96. And that deal will not last. So if you're thinking about doing it, maybe you want to get your first machine, maybe you're thinking of getting a machine to complement your bigger electronic machine, this is a brilliant way to go. Right, we are going to come back in just a few moments time. The lovely Sharon is here from Dawn Bibby Creations. You guys have been loving all of the goodies that she's brought so far, and we will recap on all of those over the next hour in just a moment.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Welcome back, and indeed hello if you're joining us for the first time today. If you are joining us for the first time today, where on earth have you been? Where have you been? Where's your note? Why are you so late? You've missed loads. You've missed a brand new launch. You've missed the first appearance of Sharon from Dawn Bibby Creations. However, I'll let you off because I like you. And the good news is we've still got plenty more to bring you over the course of the day today. More from launch day in just a little while. However, we do need to concentrate right now on all of the goodies from Dawn Bibby Creations. A fantastic set of brand new goodies yesterday. And today, again, some more brand new goodies, from the vintage toys to some gorgeous botanicals. The lovely Sharon joins us from Dawn Bibby Creations. A little bit of something for everyone today, isn't there?
There is. We are going to start demoing with the botanicals collection, and then we're going to go on to the toys as well. Is my mic working now? Are we okay? Can you hear me? We're all good? We're all good. Yep.
All good.
So botanicals is all floral, vintage florals, which will stand the test of time. We love our flowers. And then we've got the vintage toys as well. So lots of memories for you there, Ben, with the vintage toys.
Not that old. No, honestly, the vintage toys are just right up my street. I absolutely love these because it is, as we said earlier on, like, you're going to love these. I'll quickly whiz through because I know you want to see the demos more than anything. This is all about taking you down that trip down memory lane, showing you some of the toys of yesteryear. But what we love about these is the fact that with this full collection, you've got the ability to create these amazing scenes with these gorgeous, gorgeous dies. So from the robots there to the planes, airplanes to the trains. You've even got the little army soldiers that you used to collect. You used to buy like bags full of them, like 50 or like 100 of them you used to be able to get for about 50p. And all of the toys, like your spinning tops there as well, in die form, to be able to create the most gorgeous cards. And as I said, what we were chatting about earlier on is that these, of course, are going to appeal so much for kids' cards. The kids are going to absolutely love these. But because you've got that retro nature of all of these toys from yesteryear, of course, you're going to be making these for cards for everybody as well. Those are the girls' toys. So you've got the dolls there, you've got the little horse, you've got balloons, you've got the rattle, that cute little duck on wheels, and that gorgeous old-fashioned pram there as well. A quarter of the stock has already disappeared here. Now, you've also got the amazing builder block edger die. Again, how cute is that? So you can pop the florals in there should you wish. You've even got the little bits of foliage in there too. That is also going to work absolutely perfectly with the letters that you're going to get. So you've got your full alphabet included and all of those numbers as well. They even come with the outside die for you too, so that you can create that lift effect, if you like. But all of the letters of the alphabet, plus you've got the numbers there too. Great to use with the builder block. Great just to personalise all of your projects as well. Then on top of that, talk about vintage toys. Who else had a rocking horse when they were little? Mine was called Neddy, as I said to you a little bit earlier on, and I was forever on Neddy. We had him for many, many years. Even kept him to the point when I was too big to use him in the end. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but it's a beautiful, beautiful die set once again, and perfect for all occasions. I think something like that again would look perfect on a Christmas card. I think it would look really gorgeous. He comes again with best friends. You've got little embellishments there as well with the florals, which are going to look fantastic. And then also in your die set, it's the number one as far as I'm concerned. You guys are loving it individually as well. It's our gorgeous Ted. Everyone's had a teddy bear. Everyone loves their teddies. And this really is one of those gorgeous, gorgeous vintage Teds. You can dress him up in his waistcoat. He's got a little cravat there, bow tie, glasses, you name it. He has got it. And that is all of the dies that you're going to get in the vintage toy collection. So 57.60 or 76.80. Just to very quickly, because I know we want to move on a bit of a pace, you can see some of the beautiful cards here. You can tell that I've been putting this pile of cards together here because the top three feature the three Teds, who are absolutely stunning. But again, take a look. You've got the rocking horse there. You've got the cute little ducks, which we just showed you a few moments ago. This is one of my favourite creations over this side of the studio here, is that pop-up box. So you can use the pop-up box die that we've got here and then create all of that toys in a little toy box. Now, if you like the dies, you definitely need to pop the stamps into your basket as well. And there's lots of different ways of doing this, really. If you want to go for the whole shebang, get the whole collection of dies, get the whole collection of stamps as well. However, what you can do is buy individually. So say, for example, you just love the teddy bear die set, you can go and pop the teddy bear stamp set in individually and they work perfectly together. If you can stretch to the whole lot right across the range as far as the stamps and dies are concerned, I would do it, because it's the kind of collection that you'll be using for all sorts of occasions, for everybody, as we've said as well, and for, as I say, all year round. The great thing is, if you're more of a die cutter, you've got the dies on their own. If you're more of a stamper, you've got the stamps on their own. If, however, you love the lot, you could go for the whole lot or just pick and choose. You'll see all the individual options on our website. £31.97 or £42.62 is the platinum price if you want to go for the stamps on their own. Then we've got some cardstock for you as well. This cardstock, again, gorgeous. The pearl card, 30% of the stock has gone. We're very, very busy on the pearl cardstock. More colour choices for you on the website as well, but this has been specifically popped together to work with the dies that you've got within the toy collection. We think a lot of these colours will perfectly suit a lot of the toys that you've got within this set. It's 50 sheets again, 300 GSM, 10 colours, 5 sheets of each colour, and again, specially selected by Dawn herself. Pricing is off the chart. That's why this is flying as well. Value for money wise, it is amazing. £13.59 platinum price, or £19.71. Look at me, giving it a bit of a fan there, see? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that's your pearl card. 30% of the stock has gone there. And then we're also just going to quickly have a look at your botanicals too, and then we'll get on to some demonstrations, because I know Sharon is eager over the other side to get cracking. And once again, it's the same sort of thing here, isn't it, Sharon, that you've got the dies to be able to work with, all sorts of different florals, but you can get the stamps as well if you want to.
Exactly,
use the
yeah,
two.
and the dies have a debossing on them. So you can obviously die cut them into any of the cardstocks that we've got on the show, but also if you then stamp on top to add that definition, that looks stunning as well.
Yeah.
So, and the flowers are timeless, aren't they, Ben? You know, we just love flowers.
Well, and that's it. You know, you think of how many cards you make across the course of a year, and think about how many cards you'd have some sort of flower on. It's the majority of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say probably 80%
Yeah.
of the cards I make have got flowers on, definitely.
You know, and that's why a collection like this is, you know, it's not niche. It's not like a one-trick wonder. Is that a phrase? It's going to be a collection that you're going to keep coming back to time and time again. And not only do you get all of those gorgeous flowers, so your marigold, your wisteria, your Christmas rose in there, but you've got a lovely selection of foliage. You've got the mushrooms, and then you've got some of the garden creatures in there as well. So butterflies. You've got the bumblebees in there too. Some really cute characters that we love to see within craft. And again, those are the dies themselves right there. So you can see nice big size dies once again. You get plenty of metal for your money. There's your magnolia, which is the one I didn't mention to you. Your marigold. Your gorgeous Christmas rose there as well, and then all of those embellishments included. 54.36, 72.48 is the deal on that, and then of course you do have the stamps to go with those as well. So it's the same sort of deal as with the toys, in that if you want to go for these individually, of course you can do, but then if you've got a particular favourite from the die set that you want to marry up with the stamps, then you can do that as well. I think it's a great, you know, if you can't stretch to the full collections today, pick and mix, choose what is relevant for you, pick the ones that you're going to get the most out of. But again, the great thing with the stamps here, big, bold images that you've got, so great for your colouring. And you've even added like little texture stamps and sentiments as well.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And also, meant to say that these take you through the year as well, because in your, what we call the embellishment set, you've even got holly in there. You've got your pine cones for autumn and the autumn leaves as well. So this will take your florals right through the whole year.
That one there is just your magnolia. And then lastly is your botanicals. But as you can see, as we've just been going through here, you've got lovely scripts, you've got more embellishments in there, you've got sentiments, and like on a few of these too, you've even got, like we're seeing here, little textures, so you can build up your own backgrounds as well, just to create some really lovely cards. Yeah, year round, every single year as well, because these will literally never go out of fashion. $50.36 for the stamps. $67.14 if you're shopping with us in the US and you're platinum. And as I said, don't forget, if it's the wisteria that you love most, go for the dies and get the stamps. You can do that individually. It might be the best way to shop for you. Any questions that you've got you want to ask us, then feel free to fire those our way. We'll get them answered over the course of the next 50 minutes or so on Facebook or on YouTube. But we're going to get cracking. I'm going to head over to the other side of the studio. Are you botanicalling first?
We are. Yes, we indeed are. So we're going to start with the magnolia stamps that Ben was just showing you there, and we are going to look at these textured parts here too. So I've taken the main image of the marigolds and I have just stamped that onto one of our frames. So these are the frames we had this morning with the filigree edge. So I've used the next one down there just to stamp directly on there. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of colouring in, Ben.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to take a bit of orange. We're going traditional marigolds. Forgot what they were called there for a minute. So I'm going for the orange and the green. Just going to pick up with my water brush, pick up the colour. This is an easy way of colouring in. And it doesn't matter if you don't stay in the lines, Ben, because it's going to give you that watercoloured effect. So this is, because a lot of people say, oh, I can't colour in, I'm not very good at colouring in. Just, this is simple.
Watercolours
this is simple.
Very forgiving as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone can colour, right?
Yeah. And that's what it is about, having fun, isn't it? you know, get the children involved on a rainy afternoon. School holidays next week,
Oh
isn't
yeah, I
it?
don't keep saying that.
So, sorry.
Well, having said that,
4-day bank holiday.
well, I'm here.
Oh, are you?
All bank holiday.
Oh,
I am here. It's Thursday. Wait, when's the bank holiday? Thursday, Friday, isn't it?
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah,
Well,
Thursday,
Saturday,
Friday.
Sunday, I think.
Hmm?
I think, yeah.
Well, Saturday, Sunday's a weekend, so that doesn't count. I'm off on the weekend, but I'm here at bank holiday, Thursday, Friday. What you want to count on as you can whinge about her, as you said. No, I was going to say, I'm quite looking forward to spending a bit of time with the kids next week, because my daughter's gone off on a residential today.
Oh,
It's
bless.
her first one. She was only 10.
It's a little school holiday, Erin.
So Erin, they do it, well, she's year 6, so it's her final year in primary,
Yeah.
and they go away, so she's gone away to like it's like a Outward Bound centre.
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
adventure
So where's
centre.
that? Where's the nearest?
Weardale they've gone to.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
It's just up the road. It's about an hour away. So they go and do like rock climbing and raft building and
Cool.
all that kind of stuff and archery. But they go away for a couple of nights, and it's the first time that Daisy's been away. So I mean, she's full of the joys of spring and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
ready to go. but
And
I
you're
was a
rattling
bit-
around the house going, where is she?
Yeah, it's sad. When I get home later on.
So are you going to be Jubileed up here then? If you're going to be working, you're going to come back in your Jubilee tie?
You know
if
what?
you're here for
I imagine
Jubilee?
I probably will do. I've got a waistcoat as well. I've got
Yeah.
a Union Jack waistcoat, which I'll probably stick on.
Oh, that needs an airing, doesn't it?
And we've got the
We've still got
decorations
the bunting up,
Are we
haven't
keeping it up
we?
all the time, Sharon, do you know? Is that...
Oh, I guess you can, yeah. I guess you can.
Well, I don't know what I did with the glasses that Dawn let me keep either. I need to...
Did you go home wearing them?
No!
Are you sure?
Yeah. How funny was that yesterday, though? Like, every time I was trying to read stuff, I thought I had my actual reading glasses on. I was like, why can't I read the writing? Oh, it's because you've got a pair of paper glasses on.
Yeah,
then, that's why.
that was quite funny.
What are you doing for the Jubilee again, did you say?
Well, I've got a friend coming around first, and we're going to watch the flyby on TV
Oh,
in the
yeah.
balcony, you know, see all the royal family on the balcony. And then in the afternoon, we are going for a Jubilee afternoon tea,
That was it.
where they serve your G&T in a teapot.
I mean-
So you can disguise.
Showbiz.
Yes, absolutely. And then we're all having like a community tea party on the Sunday.
Lovely.
So just how easy was that, just to paint that in really, really quickly. So I'm going to leave that to dry. And then I've got all this yummy ink still left on here. So I'm going to give it a little spritz, just to wake that up a little bit. And then I'm just
smoosh
going
it.
to smoosh it. Now, well done for knowing that
Thank
technical
you. I know all
term.
the
You
terms.
do pay attention,
Smoosh.
Ben. Well done. So this is the premium white cardstock that I am using to do this. Now, it is a special process to make this cardstock. It is calendared is the process.
Never heard that before.
And it means
Day by day?
that, well, I don't know, I don't think so. It means that your ink, because it's like pummeled down, so it means your ink will sit on the top, so you still get the vibrancy of colour. Because some cardstocks, you know, will just slurp and and drink your ink, and then you don't get that vibrancy of colour. So I'm just going to take that bit off. So I'm just going to give this a little blast with the heat tool.
Cool way to make different backgrounds, though, isn't it?
It is, and you'll get different results each time.
Yeah.
And what I like to do is, you know, just break this down into easy steps that you can do to then create something really beautiful, but, you know, it's achievable, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be a big colourist to achieve these. So we're then going to bring in one of our textured stamps here.
Okay. What's that
So I'm
one?
going
Is
to
that
go.
like a basket
So
one?
this is from here. This is this one.
Oh, okay.
From the marigolds. I keep
Marigolds.
wanting to call them magnolia, but they're not. They're marigolds.
Have you got a favourite flower?
I like all flowers, really. Yeah, I tea flower.
Yeah. I need to get sorted in my garden, really. There's not much as far as flowers are concerned at the minute.
Get your gardening gloves on.
Yeah. When I get time.
Yeah,
Busy. You know how life can be.
exactly. So that's just given a little bit of texture on the background there.
Yeah.
Then I think we will swap to, I'm going to make a mess now.
That's all right.
You were spreading out this morning, it's going to be me now. So I'm now taking this stamp, again from the marigolds, and we'll go back to orange.
Is there any thought behind this, or are you just having a bit of fun?
No,
just sort of
I'm
disengaging
making it up
brain?
as I go along.
Yeah, that's what you're crafting sometimes, isn't it? I think you can overthink it sometimes.
Yes. Very often when I do a Facebook Live on Dawn's page, I have a rough idea in my head what I'm doing, but then you just go with the flow, and that's what it's about, crafting, you know. That is exactly what it's about. So we've got just a subtle texture in the background, and then I'm going to bring in the magnolia because we've got that gorgeous script on there. So the stamps, if you're going for the whole set of stamps, you're going to intertwine them and mix and match anyway. So let's have just a little bit of black.
By the way, if you do go for the stamps today, worth bearing in mind that our stamping platform is the hero tool later on. If you want to pick that up, that's quite handy to have if you find stamping difficult to do, and these stamps work perfectly with that.
Absolutely.
Lots of chat coming through about the collections. The botanicals, says Nee Connie, are a great colouring opportunity.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are.
And lots of chat about the vintage toys as well. Ooh, says Nee, I can see grungy possibilities with those stamps. Robots, dolls and grungy trains.
Ooh, nice.
Gravy trains, but not grungy trains. Rhonda says these make a great baby album. Shadiah says, hi Sharon, good morning.
Shadiah.
Lovely Shadiah from Canada.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of you joining in and saying how much you're loving all of the goodies today.
Jolly good. So just a little bit of script on there. I didn't re-ink for this one, just went with what was left on my ink pad. I've now taken marigold, the word that says marigold. And again, just going to go random because I can.
This is achievable craft though, isn't it, Sharon?
Absolutely.
Anyone who's watching for the first time today going, I want to start making cards.
Yeah.
How simple and achievable is this?
And I like to go off the page as well.
Yeah. Marigold.
Marigold. That sounds like something Erin would say, isn't it? Marigold.
Marigold. Marigold.
I love her accent. I love it. I love it.
Maryland. Oh yeah, I got that wrong this morning. I can't believe somebody told me that for the first time. I've literally said Maryland every single time.
Oh,
that
see,
I've
I
said
would have
that.
said that. I would have said that.
Yeah,
We're talking about cookies now.
Yeah, Maryland cookies, George. George, it's not Maryland, it's Maryland. Maryland, yeah. Maryland.
It is petrol, though.
Yeah, it is petrol.
Not gas.
Not gas. Although we'll have a lot of viewers who'll disagree with you on that front.
And there are right ways to go around your petrol station, just saying.
Oh dear, Sharon's remembering.
Oh, it was very funny. I loved the diagram, though.
Oh yeah.
And we both looked at it and went, no, you can't do that.
For those of you that weren't watching it earlier, we've discovered that Erin, who's been here in the UK for nearly 2 years, has been using petrol stations.
She's been doing that
wrong.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
George of the joysticks only just found out the conversation. She'll draw you a diagram, George, to find out how she's been using petrol stations all wrong.
And you're going to look at it and go, no,
Yeah.
that's not allowed.
Yeah.
So just backing that on black then really makes that pop again, doesn't it? So we're going for an 8x8 card this time. So you could be chopping those backgrounds down. I always have, yeah, there we go, there we go.
Erin's just drawn
Ben
a
and I are
diagram
not
for George.
surprised. We are not surprised.
If you've ever seen queues at petrol stations in the northeast over the last 2 years, it's probably because Erin's gone and driven in them the wrong way round. And caused
Absolutely.
queues.
I'm going to add just a little touch. So I'm not going to re-ink my brush here. I'm just going to bring a little bit of the green around here. I said to Erin, if that was in my town, she'd be named and shamed in the local people's Facebook group.
Oh,
you know.
you've got one of those groups, have you?
Oh yes.
Have you seen this local petrol station?
Do you know what? I'm sorry. I'm freestyling a little
I
bit
like
again.
it when you freestyle.
I'm freestyling a little bit because I'm just thinking. I'm going to just add a little bit of texture onto here as well. This is what I love to do, Ben. Just getting inky, have a play, go with the flow, and at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper. So if you don't like it, you know, die cut it, or you can stamp over it.
But that works brilliantly because you've got elements of that there, which is going to match up with the
Thank you very much.
I like
Thank you very much. It was like it was planned, wasn't it? say, you know, you have rough ideas where you want to go, but then we experiment and we play with things and see what we end up with. And I just think that frame is gorgeous. So this was one of the ones we showed this morning, the square ones.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is the middle size. So that's going to then come up on there.
Lillian Kwok says, we were in lockdown for ages, so maybe not so many people were impacted by Erin's petrol filling techniques. Maybe that's what it was.
That could be, yes. And then I have taken one of the ovals. So again, you can mix the different frames, you know, you don't have to go for the same shape. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow, and that is Audrey Hepburn.
Wow, what a great
And I
saying.
think that has come, that's come from this stamp set as well. That's from the marigolds. So again, that's a bit too white now, so I'm just going to go
That's a really
around.
positive
It is,
quote there,
isn't it? It is,
I like that.
definitely. So we're going to add that onto there and stick this down.
Beautiful.
So that's going to come down there. I think I might raise that up on 3D foam.
I wish I would say something so brilliant as that.
That someone would make a quote out
People would
of
then
it.
make a quote of it. Have I ever said anything so brilliant? Can someone let me know if I have? I'm sure I haven't.
Well, now you've got your new walkie-talkie app.
Oh, yes.
Nicola will have to save all your quotes for you.
We were messing around with our watches earlier on and we found an app
It's
where you can
very
talk to each
funny.
other.
Very, very funny. Now, just to finish this off, from the embellishment section, I have die cut some of the butterflies. And I know it's hard to see in the white, but you have got the debossing on here as well. So, and this is how the vintage toys dies and stamps work as well. Whoops, I'm throwing things on the floor. So I'm just going to use now this embellishment set. So I call it embellishment set because it is your little things that you're going to add on. So you've got your bumblebee there, your butterfly, the leaves, and this is the one where you've got holly as well. So it will take you through into your Christmas making as well, your winter cards. So various options with these. We could just ink over. Actually, if I ink over, you'll be able to see a bit better the debossing on there. If I give that a little wiggle,
Oh, yeah.
can we see? Yeah. So it just then shows you the detail. However, if you want more definition, we can then ink up here and then line this up. You can of course use stamping platform, but this is just a little diddy one, so we should be okay. So that then gives you a bit more of a definition on there.
Yeah.
So we will do the same with this orange one.
Marilyn P says, hello everyone, I had to watch today, this is brilliant. Gilmore saying this is so elegant. And Christina Ward says, nice nails.
That's my mum.
Oh!
Christina Ward's my mum.
Oh, hello, Mum.
She's got nice nails as well.
Let's see, are they
Yeah.
as nice as yours? Are they
They're not
matching?
Jubilee.
Oh, right.
She hasn't gone Jubilee. My friend Karen has gone Jubilee and she's got a little corgi on her finger.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is
that's-
brilliant. How often does one have to get their nails done?
Well, when one is on TV, every 3 weeks.
Oh dear.
So then we can just, now what I'm going to do here is just use my manicured nail to just fold that part up there and fold there, and then I'm just going to glue in the middle. We can bring that butterfly there. The lady, was it Gilmore?
Gilmore, yeah.
She's a very good supporter, isn't she? She's been watching the last
She's
2
always
days.
watching. She's always commenting.
And she did the craft along with
Usually
Michelle
craft along
yesterday,
as
didn't
well,
she?
yeah.
Yeah, fabulous.
Usually giving me a bit of the old hashtag bants as well. Yeah. Lots of friendly regulars here at
Lovely.
Craft TV. It's a lovely community.
So we can then just pop that one on there. And I think we are done.
That is phenomenal, isn't it?
Thank you.
Do you know what, again, that I love about that, and this is taking nothing away from you, that
Yeah.
everything that you've done there, step by step, is achievable even if you've never made a card before.
Absolutely. If you were crafting along beside me, Ben, You could be doing that step by step as well, couldn't you? Just
Yeah.
by layering those stamps, layering the colour to create something pretty.
I mean, I reckon probably not quite as pretty as to what you've done there, but you know, potentially, I would give it a go. If you want to grab yours, the botanical stamp set, 62 individual designs, £50.36 or $67.14 is the deal right there. Right, so some items that we do want to show you, which literally have just gone live on the website right now. So live, in fact, the botanical cut in colour, it's still in its packaging, is the botanical cut in colour. So, for those of you who saw the cut and colour packs yesterday, you'll know a little bit more about these, but if you don't, you're going to get 24 sheets in here, total of 8 designs, 3 of each. Some of these will be backgrounds. However, what you do have are these pages filled with flowers. Now, these obviously you use in conjunction with your dies. So you're going to be placing your dies, so your Christmas rose there, for example, you're going to be placing your die over the top, cutting that out, so you've got like a beautiful coloured image straight away. So, you know, particularly great for new crafters, you know, maybe people who are a little bit worried about cutting different colour combinations with the cardstock. Maybe you haven't got a lot of cardstock. You're simply going to get this, use your dies along with it, and cut out these glorious, glorious images just to make life so easy for you. Also great, you know, if you are someone who is a little bit further down your line with your crafting, sometimes you just want something a little bit quicker and easier to get going with. So that's why you will definitely want to jump in and grab this set. You can see page after page after page of these glorious flowers that you'll simply cut with your dies. You've even got the bees and the butterflies and the glorious foliage there as well. There's your wisteria, and as you would expect, also some fantastic background papers included in there as well. So carrying along that theme that you've seen of the sort of stamp backgrounds within your botanical set as well. Really, really gorgeous. £10.39 for that collection. 8 designs, 3 of each. Literally, as I've said, just gone live. So you can be one of the very first people to pick that set up on the website. And we've also then got a couple of other stencils which have literally just gone live for you as well. These, again, are stunning. I'll show you the front and then flip it round. If you love your fonts, you must go for this. That gorgeous inky handwriting, A5 size. If I flip it around, you can see a little bit more detail here. So yes, great for your stenciling, but if you've been following the shows over the last few days, you'll know that the stencils that we have from Dawn Bibby are brilliant for embossing as well. They give an amazing emboss, almost like an emboss that a stencil shouldn't give you, but these do. For £3.99 or £5.32, I can't recommend them highly enough for you. And then also brand new, just gone live on the website, is this beautiful stencil here, which is your flower collage. So your botanical flower collage embossing stencil. Again, if I flip that around for you, you can see that you've got almost like a little bit of a collection of all of the flowers that you've got within the stamps and the dies. So a lovely, lovely collage of all of those. Once again, perfect for adding your inks to create some amazing backgrounds, but also amazing for embossing as well. Take my word for it, buy at least one of these, maybe get a couple of the different designs, get them home for under £4, $5 and change if you're platinum, and you'll see just how great these embossing stencils really, really are. $3.99, $5.32, those have literally just gone live on the website. You can be one of the very first to grab those. Now, in case you missed these a little bit earlier on, also proving very popular are the lace frames. We always talk about these sort of frames, nesting frames, being super, super important, and they're kind of must-haves within your craft room. You've got all shapes and sizes here, and actually, Sharon, I mean, how gorgeous are these with the detailing around the outside?
Absolutely, and the botanicals flowers fit beautifully in there as well, in that larger frame there, but you can layer them up. You can use them on their own, but also they're what I call your bread and butter of crafting. They're going to help you with your matting and layering, and you're going to use them with so much more, not just Dawn's products.
So 6 dies in total with your mats and layers. That there just gives you an example as to how great these will be if you decide to layer up the whole set. Again, price-wise, phenomenal. For the amount of metal you're getting, £13.59, $19.71. Then we have got the squares, same sort of thing again here. And, you know, what you've given us all of the relevant sort of shapes, haven't you? Shapes we use every day.
Yeah. Yeah, they are your staples, aren't they? You know, we like to make square cards, we like to make rectangular cards, but also with the larger ones, you can make shaped cards too.
Yeah.
So you can be making your own shaped cards, which look really lovely too.
Just such a day-to-day set that you'll use, and then with that lace frame detailing, think of all of the different collections that you've got as well that you'll use these with. I mean, literally, there isn't a collection you wouldn't use them with. So, I mean, super duper affordable and super duper usable as well. The oval, again, said this oval, said this earlier on. Mirror on the wall. Who is the craftiest of them all? Sharon.
I was going to say you, Ben.
You say the nicest things. But, like the largest ones, big size these as well.
They are. So that's what I'm saying. With that largest one, you can then cut that out, make a little hinge on the back, and make your own stand-up card from there.
There we go again, £13.59 or £19.71. And then lastly, chucking it all around, squares, rectangles, ovals, and beautiful circles as well. Again, great for your card blanks, great for your matting and layering, and just absolutely stunning. The detail that you've got there is amazing. £13.59 or $19.71 is your platinum price across those sets. So those are proving really, really popular. Also, the vintage toy stitched rectangle matte die set. I mean, how many did we say? Is there 60? Oh, it's on the screen. 16 dies in total here. From your largest size, which is it A5 again? Just wondering what the size is on that. I mean, it's very big down to very small, isn't it, basically?
Yeah. I haven't got a tape measure, Ben, so I can't let you know. But see, that's an A4 sheet of cards you've got there.
Yeah.
So, they're going to fit on an A5 card, aren't they, the biggest one?
Yeah, pretty much. And again, right down to the next size down, to the next size down. And you've kind of paired these up as like the with the vintage toy range, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. We're hoping to bring out some more different shapes in that design as well. But I used this one on the demo this morning, didn't I, on the earlier show? I used that. So, another really useful one.
Yeah, and
I've just seen the price.
I know.
Wow.
The price for all of the dies is the same, which is ridiculous. Really. That's why a little bit earlier on I thought it was wrong, because it just kept flashing up the same price. But it is right, £13.59 for 16 dies. That is a huge amount of metal for not a lot of money. $19.71 once again is your platinum price on that collection. Now, the vintage toy dies. Let's just quickly run through those again for you, and we're going to see these with Sharon, I think, in just a few moments' time. So I show you, what shall I show you? I'll show you the boards, because I'll be here forever otherwise. There's so much. There's my absolute fave.
We're going to use him next, Ben.
Oh, we really?
We're using him next, yeah.
Yes! Can we please as well have on the socials, can you let me know if you've, A, still got your teddy bear, if you have, send in pictures. B, if you haven't still got your teddy bear but remember what it was called, can you please let me know? And C, please tell me that at the very least you're grabbing this gorgeous die set with Ted on, because you can dress him up. You can dress him up in his own little waistcoat look. I mean, how cute is that? You can pop glasses on him, and you can stick a little neckerchief on him as well. You can pop him out, if you've got our pop-up box dies, you can pop him out of a little toy box as well, which is literally the cutest thing ever. Just to let you know, sorry, I'm getting excited. The vintage toy collection is not just the bear, but the bear is obviously, I mean, probably the highlight of the collection. I mean, you've got a gorgeous rocking horse as well. You've really captured the sort of vintage feel here, haven't you?
Absolutely, yes, definitely. It's very much sort of that Victorian era, going back to the rocking horse as well. So it does span several years and brings back lots of memories as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely right, yeah. And again,
you were saying with your little soldiers there, and
yeah. And as we said earlier on, the great thing about this is the fact that you know, kids nowadays will love to have like a rocket on the card, or
Yes.
a robot, or a car, or something like that. But then these are so vintage that you'll be putting these on cards for someone who's celebrating their 50th birthday, for example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the boys' toys. You've got the girls' toys in there as well. So again, cute little mirror. You've got the doll. You've got the horsey, the little bunny rabbit. You've got the roller skates, the little old-fashioned rattle. There's balloons and ribbons and stars, and that old-fashioned pram is just stunning. Then you've got a little legible here as well. So this is like to represent the building blocks, isn't it?
That's right, yes. And then when you get onto the alphabet, you'll see how the alphabet will work in conjunction with this, because then you can layer up with ages, with short names, lots of different things. And also on that edge die, you have got extra flowers too.
Yes.
So lots of scope with that too.
That one there is a great example as to how you can layer up the cubes to have, well, the soldiers, the numbers on as well. And once again, just a very, very quick.
Are you going back to the teddy?
Huh?
Are you going back to a teddy?
Oh, I nearly did pick teddy up, but I thought I ought to pick something different up this time, because I keep showing. Go on, one more.
See, the one you're showing there, Ben, would be a perfect Father's Day card, wouldn't it, as well? So this is what we're saying, not just for little boys, but for older boys too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the teddy. Look, he had to get the teddy back in.
There he is again. Look at this one. I mean, again, how cool is that for a card for your Sunday? Again,
That's
using
lovely.
all the different elements. That's with the cutting pack as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look here again with that rocking horse, just making a beautiful background, popping on the horse. I mean, these just look absolutely gorgeous. We've got to move on and have a look at the stamps. I could literally look at this set all day. I love it. I think it's the cutest thing. £57.60, £76.80. All of those dies are available for you, excuse me, as individuals. So then if you decide, I love the Ted, which obviously you would, you can then go, oh, maybe I'll get the Ted dies and then I'll get the Ted stamps as well, because we've got a stamp set which marries up beautifully. So there's Ted in stamp form. So if you're a stamper, you can get the full stamp bundle that I'm just about to show you. If you're a die cutter, you can get the full die cut bundle. However, if you do a bit of everything, go for all the bundles, or if you just decide, well, I like the teddy bear the best and the rocking horse, for example, you can go individually on the stamps and the dies for each of those collections and make your own little sort of mini basket up. Because they work, they're exact same size, aren't they? The dies
They
and
are,
stamps?
yeah, exactly. They work exactly the same way as the botanicals that we've just looked at as well. So your stamps will mirror up to your dies perfectly.
There you go. There's all of your stamps with your boys' toys there, with the football and the robot, the toy soldiers, the rocket, and it's just literally the cutest set. So much detail.
I think you're loving this one.
I
Ben.
do. Do you know what? I love the I love the Jubilee set yesterday.
Yeah.
With the corgi, but I think this
But
might
today, this is your favourite.
this might be the one across the 2 days which I love the most. $31.97 platinum. $42.62 if you're shopping with us in the US and you're a platinum member. 20 minutes to go, just less than 20 minutes. So if you want to ask any questions, send in any comments, chat to me about teddy bears as well. Come on, whilst we're showing this teddy bear, let me know about your Ted. What was he called? What was she called? Have you still got it? Get in touch and let us know on the socials. I'll head over there as you get ready for your next
Okay,
show.
so we are going to teddy bear, Ben's favourite.
Yes.
So we're going to look at the different options with the teddy bear, just to explain. So this teddy bear I have used with the die, with some craft card, and cut him out. So you'll see, if you actually look at the die, you'll see all the debossing that you've got on there. It's a more expensive process to do this, but Dawn has this on all of her dies to add the definition. So that's your teddy bear die. So that's him just cut into craft card. When we then bring in the stamp, so I've die cut him exactly the same, but then I've used the stamp to then stamp on the definition. So that's the different options there for you. We've then got the cut into colour. Okay, so this is the toys cut into colour. You've got various backgrounds, but you've also got all the different elements that again marry up with your dies. So I thought we would just explain that. So you do have a line around the outside. That is to ensure that your die fits in the middle. So some of the images, some of the images you might look at and think, oh, that doesn't look very clear, you know, don't like that. It's designed for this because you don't want any white edge to come onto your teddy bear's body, do you?
No.
So you just then fix that in place. We're just going to run this through the machine, Ben.
Yep.
So I just need to swap out this plate and do it that way so we don't end up with a fridge magnet.
Oh yes, that's happened before, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if it's happened to you, but...
It often happens,
yeah.
yes. So that is then just going to come through our machine.
I'll catch it in a second.
Oh, thank you.
Marilyn says, this is a show to save. Sharon's aesthetic is just beautiful.
Oh, bless. Oh, thank you.
Shaddai says, another stunning card, Sharon as always. Love the botanical flowers and the nesting dies. Gilmore says, everything that Sharon and Dawn have brought into CC are just wow.
Oh.
And Betty says, I need the toys. You do need the toys. You need the bear.
Need the bear. Ben says you need the bear.
Yeah.
So then, when we take him out of our cut into colour, we've still got all that debossing on there. So you've still got all the detail. So if you're not somebody who likes to stamp, then you may want to go for the die with the cut into colour, because then you still get that beautiful image. So just wanted to show you that, to talk through the different options with the dies and the stamps, just to clarify. So I've then used one of our squares here, and we're going to use this knitted jumper stencil because it's lovely, isn't it? It is lovely. And this you're going to use with lots and lots of different things. So I need to swap these round again because we're going to emboss. So this is something you can do with Dawn stencils. If you missed this yesterday, they are a heavyweight mylar, so it means you can emboss with them as well as doing all of your other inky techniques. So on the Gemini, you need to put your stencil.
Sorry, you used a new plate and you've got Ted forever on the.
Sorry,
on the
I won't be allowed back here now, will I?
No.
Should have put a shim in there.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
So we're then going to run this through. Are you able to catch that for me again, Ben?
I'll
please?
catch and read. Lillian says, Ted looks just like my bear, funnily enough.
Aww.
Send pictures.
Yes.
You can send it to my iPad, though, it's fine. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Kerry says, I just had to buy the vintage toy collection for new baby cards and men's card. I love the bear, Mr. Ben.
Mr. Yes, that was a TV show, wasn't
it?
it?
TV show, wasn't it, Mr.
That
Ben?
was back in the day. So then, when we take out our craft card, we have now got that embossed. That reminds me of wallpaper in my grandparents' house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't.
Back in the day, like the wood chip, you know,
wood
wallpaper.
chip on the wall, yeah. I just need to impress on you as well, and obviously you won't be able to feel it because we don't have feel-o-vision yet, but the emboss you get from a stencil, yet, why do I say like yet? It's never going to happen, is it? How weird is that?
Yet.
Can you imagine how weird that would be, like having people's hands just coming through the screen?
That would be a little
so
bit
we don't have
scary.
feel-o-vision, and it's never going to happen, but the emboss that you get from these stencils is unbelievable.
Yep.
Honestly, it's so good.
And that's why I think the stencils are such good value, because you can do so much with them. Absolutely so much with them. So I've just added just a little hint of a tint of pink just around the outside, because I like craft card with pink. I think it looks rather nice.
Hint of a tint.
Hint of a tint. So we are going for a slightly smaller card now. We're going for a 6x6. And again, I have used some of the cardstock we've got on the show, the pearlescent. You can just see the sheen there with the gorgeous outline, the filigree outline there. They're so pretty, these frames.
Where's that colour from?
So, don't ask me that.
Oh,
Ben.
sorry.
Spring tones, I think.
Spring tones.
It is now.
I might just quickly go and have a look. I've seen that
I think
colour.
it's a spring. I think it's spring.
Is it part of the vintage toys?
It's definitely not pink or purple. So that is then going on. Oh, it might be in vintage toys.
No.
I feel like it's more likely to be in the spring tones.
I think.
I knew he was going to ask me a difficult question. So that then goes into the middle of our frame. So with the stencils, you're making your own textured cardstock, which is very beautiful. So we're going to bring in Ted now. So I'm going to use the one that I had already stamped and just add a little bit of pink for his feet. Ben's still frantically looking round.
I can't find it.
It may be in one of the other packs that Dawn brings us.
Yeah.
So we've then got little Teddy just with a little bit of colouring on there. So now I need you to decide, Ben, what's he going to wear?
Well, obviously.
So here you go. You can pick. You dress the Teddy.
Do you know what I like as well with that? It looks like he's because that eye's come through a little bit better on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of looks like he's even older and he's only got like one eye, which is like my bashful
he's like a
teddy
well-loved teddy.
My bashful teddy bear, one eye, no fur, and just like a few little stitches. So I really like that. He's got to have a waistcoat.
I knew you were going to say that. Yep.
Look at that! The waistcoat, definite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also thinking...
You're thinking the glasses.
He's like me, he's got to have his glasses on.
Yeah.
And one more thing.
Bow tie, I think. I think it's got to be the bow tie. Look at that!
Yay!
How cute! He does also have his. Obviously, we're not going to do it, but you can decide.
Oh, like a cravat.
So he's got his cravat, or could be a lady teddy with a bow.
Oh, cool.
Maybe bow in her hair, perhaps.
They're little balloons.
They're balloons, yeah. They're quite
Can we give him a little?
We're going to use them. Don't worry. Well, I thought we'd go 3 balloons.
Oh, okay.
Is that all right?
Oh, you mean sure.
Is that all right?
I'm just impressed that you're actually taking on board what you do. You ask me to do something. Normally, the guys here go, "Oh, what do you think?" And then I do it, and they go, "Oh, I don't like that. I'll do it my way." Sarah's very, very bad at doing that. She'll go, "Oh, what do you think?" And I'll say X, and she'll go, "Oh, well, you've chosen X,
no.
we'll have Y." So it's nice that you've taken on board some of my suggestions. I appreciate that, Sharon.
I do agree that he needs a waistcoat.
does need a
I do
waistcoat.
think he looks cute in the waistcoat. So yeah, that's fine.
Just talking about teddies, Terry says, my dad bought me a huge stuffed mouse that I carried everywhere. Its name, Pudgy the Mouse. I even saw the dentist once. Wendy says, I still have my bunny, cuddly toy. He's over 60 years old.
Oh, wow.
And Anne says, oh no, says, I think my teddy was just called Teddy. I had him until one afternoon. I came home to find pieces of bear all over the living room. The stupid dog.
Oh no.
I did have a large, basically toy poodle size, toy poodle when I was little, who was called, I don't know why, Poodle Mastern. What, and so he tore up the teddy bear?
Oh.
Oh. And Adriana says, loving this teddy Ben. Well, that's a sad story, Anne, but maybe you can pick up this teddy today and, you know...
And reminisce.
Reminisce of when Teddy was all in one piece.
When he was okay.
Did you have a teddy, did you say, when you were...
I don't remember teddies, I remember dolls. I had a big doll called Laura. And
Laura?
She looked like a baby, and I remember one...
Did she have like the eyes that went like that? The eyelids?
No. She was like a really big, like, baby. And I remember being on the bus with my mum, and this lady offered me the seat because she thought I was holding a real baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big baby.
She was like, oh,
then.
do you want to sit down with your baby? I'm like, it's a doll, it's a doll.
Wow.
So I just think he needs some eyes. So we can just add a couple of eyes there, just a couple of gems to bring him to life. And should we give him some buttons as well?
Look at him with his eyes now.
Now he's getting his blinged up waistcoat.
Yeah, he looks like he's off to a wedding or something, doesn't
Yeah,
he? And he's like using the balloons as transportation.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Elton John.
Elton John.
Elton the teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there we go, just a little cute card with our teddy using a combination of the things we have.
Oh,
You're loving him, aren't you?
I honestly, the corgis were brilliant yesterday, but I think Ted trumps the corgis.
You're loving Ted.
If you can stretch to it today, go for the full toy collection, right? But if you maybe, you can only go for one particular set, I think the teddy bear you're going to get so much use out of once again, because it's kind of like, with flowers, isn't it? Everybody loves flowers. Everyone loves a teddy bear. And of course, if you want to go for the teddy bear dies individually, you can. But then on top of that, you might want to pop into your basket the stamps, all right? Because then you can get more out of your collection. Just worth bearing in mind too that if you are going for the vintage toy dies, we do have the cutting colouring packs as well. So those are quite handy. Once again, you'll see those on the website. We've got those for both the toy collection and also the botanical sets as well. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you to get die cutting, potentially if it's something that you've not done a lot of before, and it makes your kind of creativity go even further. Plenty of cardstock on the show for you as well. If you want a set which has been specifically picked for the vintage toy collection, this is the one to go for, because funny enough, it's called the vintage toy 50 sheet pearl card pack, and you can see here again that you've got that gorgeous pearl effect. It looks the absolute biz, and the colours here again, you can see why Dawn has popped this together, because you've got plenty of colours that are going to match up with all of the different items that you're going to find in the vintage toy collection. Stock wise here, 40% of the stock has disappeared. We're very busy for Dawn's card stock today. Reason why is you've got a lovely array of colours, some gorgeous hues in here. You've got 300 GSM, so you've got a terrific weight of card stock that you can be using for all sorts of different projects. And also the value for money today is phenomenal. 50 sheets for just £13.59 platinum, or $19.71. Really does make for value for money. You're not breaking the bank with your gorgeous card stock. Next up, again, 50 sheets of your pastels, or as producer Erin would say, pastels. Again, 40% across the board here. I think a lot of people are buying lots of the different card packs. There's some I like that that sort of mint in there, which is gorgeous. You've got baby pinks in here as well. I'll not start singing, don't worry. You've got baby blue. And then you've got, I think some of these colours as well would work really nicely with the dies, again, the toys that you've got within your vintage toy collection. There's some really cute colours to work in with that as well. $13.59 or $19.59 once again. I saw Joe's video for the other day. It did make me laugh, because whenever we show our card stock, I always go baby blue, Then I stop, because I'm very well behaved, as everybody knows. But then he went through the whole set going baby pink, dark purple, and it was very funny. Nicola, was that on your show, Erin? Oh, I'm so pleased it was on your show, because I know how much that will have annoyed you. Well, I was watching it. I can imagine you going, Joe, get on with it, and him going, turquoise. Was it turquoise? Mink. It was really good. Your Erin's has gone awful. Your purple and pink tones in there as well. Oh, look at that. That's your proper sort of chocolate box, isn't it? But also good for your Jubilees.
Yes, purples and platinums.
Purple and platinum, isn't it?
Yeah.
The colours this year, or for the Jubilee. £13.59, $19.59. That's your beautiful purples and pinks. Again, 300 GSM. You're getting 10 colours and 5 sheets of each colour. Again, we're talking, well, actually over 40% disappeared of your purples and pinks. And then the blues and greens, or your greens and blues, we are over 50% of the stock has now gone. So Tracy's just walked into the studio now as well. I thought she was going to come and tell me off for singing Baby Blue. £13.59 platinum, or $19.59. You've got some really gorgeous greens and blues throughout this collection. Again, we are over 50% of the stock gone. Hurry, because it's only going to get busier for these as people begin to wake up, particularly across the pond as well. More of these will go before Sharon joins us back here later on during Creative Cravings. Just want to quickly show you the embossing stencils as well. The Cozy Knit. This was the one you used just now, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what we embossed for the background for the teddy bear, yeah.
Yeah. How gorgeous is that? Take a look. Coming close. Have a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So you've got that gorgeous ability to be able to create backgrounds with your stencils, but the emboss that you get off these is phenomenal. Really stunning for, well, the kind of money you'll find down the back of the sofa. £3.99 or $5.79. That is a lovely buy. That's the Cozy Knit. And then the gingham, 40% of the stock has gone here. £3.99 or $5.79. Final few quick comments, because we've been very busy on the comments. Terry says, one is never too old for teddy bears. I just took our daughter to build a bear, to make a bear, to dress in a cap and gown for her graduation.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, One is never too old for teddy bears. I'll bring mine in. If I remember, I'll bring Bashful in tomorrow. He made an appearance once in the old studios. I think it was Bring Your Bear to Work Day. I think, or I might just have brought him in just for a bit of a laugh. But anyway, Sharon, thank you.
Thank you.
You're going to be back with us at
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yes, 6 o'clock.
So we look forward to that. Lots more inspiration and demonstration coming up from Sharon. And of course, you can continue to shop in the meantime. I have a feeling that more of that cardstock's going to disappear and more of these stencils. Don't forget the 3 items that I showed you as well. Those 2 other stencils and that cutting colouring pack for the botanicals is now live on the website as well. So definitely worth checking out. We're going to quickly reset and we'll come back with the second hour of launch. We've got those amazing 3D templates, the opportunity for you to be able to make some amazing creations. And we were actually sort of at the start of our next project, which we'll see with Jan in about 2 or 3 minutes' time.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set. Quick Buy, get yours now.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome back. What a jam-packed day. It's been like the last few days have been so busy. I feel like I've literally not left your TV screens over the course of the last few days because there's been so much on, and we're here for another hour of launch day. Don't forget, later on Creative Cravings will be a 3-hour show once again. We'll be kicking off with more from Dawn Bibby Creations and then more with Jan as we concentrate on all things sort of silhouette during that particular show. However, we're back for the second half of launch day, and if you missed the first half, fear not, because you can always go back and watch it on Facebook or indeed on YouTube. However, you've got another hour right here as well where Jan is going to show you how easy it is to pop together items like I'm showing you just right here. The 3D template collection is a collection which I think everybody needs to have, because if you're a full-time crafter who's got all of the gear already, you're going to want templates like this because you're obviously going to be wanting to create these amazing projects. If you are brand new to crafting, as we were explaining and Jan was talking about earlier on, this is a perfect collection to go for, because you don't need to have a huge outlay on other things. You don't need to be going out and buying, your machines or anything like that, really, because once you've got your templates, all you're really going to need is a pen or a pencil to be able to draw the outline with, something to be able to cut them with, and then obviously some adhesives. I mean, you'll need your papers and your card, which we've got on the show for you as well, but the whole point here is you can create these projects, these items, really simply, really quickly, and really inexpensively as well, and that's why these have been so popular. That's why the buzz for these when we previewed them a few weeks ago was so big, and that's why they've been flying out the door today. Also worth bearing in mind that price on the screen, 20% saving at launch. Again, something that we always do, I'll never understand, when the new super duper all gadgety phone is launched, today it's launched, they don't give you a saving, do they? They charge you full price because it's the launch. Why would they give you a saving? Why do we give you a saving? 20% off on the day that we launch it. Hey, take it. £19.18 if you're platinum. You get another 20% off the 20%, $24.76 if you're shopping with us in the US and you're a platinum member. But let's get back to it and let's get Jan's take on this collection. I think I've covered off lots of reasons to buy right there, but it's such a versatile set, this, isn't it?
Honestly, it's very affordable as well. You know, when you look at that price, it makes us do a double take. But the reason, like Ben's just explained behind it, is that it is plastic templates. It's not metalwork, so you don't have to worry whether you've got a die cutting machine that's the right size to fit the sort of shapes that you're cutting. It's all done with pieces. It's actually made of mylar, which is the same as what we make our stencils from. And obviously these are going to save, they're going to keep, pop them in a packet, pop them in a little folder, label them up, and they're going to keep you, you know, lasting you for a long, long time. And all you've got to do is simply draw around them and cut them out. So, you know, not only are you able to craft with these, certainly when, you know, sort of the older children that like to craft, I think they would be great for as well. You know, it's like cutting skills is something that I know when I was working in school, it was something that I used to sort of champion quite a lot because it's not something that's taught.
No.
Children expected to know how to use a pair of scissors, but they don't often get a chance to do so. So we used to have lessons where we just drew lines and practiced cutting along lines because that came into their artwork, which is one of the things that I taught, surprisingly.
Did you? That's funny, that, isn't it?
Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. So coming back then, we were working our way through the butterfly box. So we've actually had a go at making the bow card.
Yes.
We did a version of this one this morning. And then at the top of this hour, or the top of the show, we actually made the tulip box as well, which had that lovely little gift box inside it. So we've done two of them. I wanted to make sure that we at least got through all the templates for you, and if there's time we can go back and do something extra. So butterfly box, we went through all the pieces earlier if you were watching earlier, so I'm just going to skim through this bit really quickly. You've got two pieces that make the boxes, so when they're cut out, we're fairly straightforward. A lot of us know how to pop a box together, but the instructions tell you step by step how to work. And when you've put those together, you're going to get two nice little boxes, and these measure a roughly 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So they're a nice little size, and these are going to open eventually in like a book form to create that element that you can see that's been decorated just there. Okay, and then you're going to get separate pieces. So we're going to get the piece C, which is this piece here, and this is actually going to make the inside of it that holds it together. So again, if I bring this one in, you can see that this piece here is what we've slotted in and matted and layered, and that's what the box is stuck to actually bring it together as a little booklet. So that one's all ready, and all I've done in the break was just pop the couple of matte layers in because I'm just conscious that time just disappears in this place. Piece D is almost looks like a mermaid tail, and I'm going to show you where this bit fits now before we start putting things together. And then piece E is actually the large butterfly, so you've got just I mean, this would be just nice as an embellishment, you know, for you to decorate. And you've also got the little template that has the smaller butterfly, and we're going to use this as an embellishment on the front of the box. And then also in there you have got your two pieces, G and H. So you can just see we've got to these here, and these are just the matte layers for decorating the edges of those wings. So you can see we've cut out G there, just inked around the edge, and we've got those pieces there. You can do those as many times as you want. And then lastly, I is actually your matte layers, which will fit the inside here, and it will also fit the front of your box. Okay, so as I say, all that guesswork's been done. So I've got a lot of this prepared ready. The last little strips are just the edging pieces, so you can see we've got long ones for the sides, short ones for the tops. So let's get into popping this one together and see where we get with it. So again, all the instructions take you through what you have to cut, how many times you need to cut them, and then it goes on to how to actually pop this together. So you can see there over the page, goes through all the instructions until eventually you get your booklet in a form that you can then embellish, all right? So the embellishment is personal. You can sort of decide where you want to go with that. So what I've done then is I've popped my pieces together, and it asks you to pop your tape on your glue tabs as normal. And if I just fold this one round, you can see where we're heading with that, for it to form the little tabs in there. Tuck the ends in, and you can see where we're getting that little box shape from. Now it's up to you whether you leave the top edge open or whether you leave one of the sides open. On this particular one, I've left the side pieces open for you to just pop something in there if you wanted to add any kind of little gift in there. So that's entirely up to you which way around you do that. So I've got those two pieces at the ready, and I've just marked which way around I want them to go, because I've got those open edges on the outside. So what we need to do now is just add our little bits of decorative strips. So you've got two pieces which are J, which are the long pieces for the side, and it asks you to cut two of those, one for each side. And then you've got the templates to cut K, which are the shorter pieces for the tops and bottoms.
Okay.
So all I'm going to do with those really quickly is just pop those with my tape pen, and we'll just add those to the sides of the box there. So we've got, let's have a look. We're going to pop one of the long ones on each side. And I'm just using my tape pen for this. If you want to use a wet glue, you can. Either the tacky glue or the all-purpose glue would work for this. If you prefer to use double-sided tape or your red line tape, either, you know, as like I said earlier, have an experiment, use what you prefer. There's no right or wrong really with the adhesives. For something like this, you just want something that you know is going to give you a permanent stick. So again, I tend to flit through different glues depending what I'm doing. I know my husband always laughs at me. He's like, how many different glues do you need? And I say, they all do something different.
That's it, they've all got their own superpower.
They've all got something different to bring to the table, yes. So depending on what I'm wanting, I'm always talking about things being fit for purpose, and depending on what you're wanting the outcome to be, depends on which glue I'm going to use. So I'm just going to pop those on all of those four edges just to decorate it. Now the papers on this one have come from our vintage butterflies.
Yes, which is on the show.
Yep, absolutely. So you can see now we've got all the edges done nicely. Just finishes it all off. And then what we're going to do on the two templates that make the boxes, one of them is just a straightforward box template, which is what I cut out. You can see that one there. And then the second one's got this little piece marked on it. Now this is actually for piece D that we've cut out, and you can see that that lines up there nicely. So you can either transfer this onto your box, but it's easy to line it up without doing. So what we want to do is pop the illusion. When this goes in the middle here, you can see that we've got, where's my openings? Just make sure my openings are in the right place. There we go. Just want those to be on the outside edge. So you can see when we pop the central piece in, this one's going to stick them both together like so. So I'm going to stick the boxes to the back of here. You've got wings at one side.
Okay.
So this piece is actually going to slot in between the two boxes to give you the illusion that there is the whole butterfly trapped in the middle.
Clever.
So what we need to do then, before we stick it all together, is pop this piece, and you can see with the template there, if I bring this back in so that you can see where I'm at, on this side of the box, we're going to bring this one into here and stick it on. So I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue for that, because it gives me that time to just manoeuvre it into place. And we're going to stick the back of the rectangle down, and then it wants to go just far enough in to the wing that the actual piece that we've matted and layered is tucked inside the box. So you can see here we've got some of the wing, and then I'm just going to centre that so that I've got a pretty much an even space here and down at the bottom. So I want to make sure it's far enough across that the edge of my piece of pattern paper is going to be trapped inside the box, and then make sure that that's nice and stuck down. Okay, and then the next piece is to actually sandwich these two together with that piece, and you can see there then that we've got the wings at each side. So all I'm going to do now then is actually pop glue, and if I may as well pop the glue on the box. So again, I'm going to go for my all-purpose, because it just gives me that time to wriggle things into place. But you could easily work with your tape pen, you could go with red line tape or double-sided tape. Like I said, have an experiment and see which you prefer.
Yeah.
So this is going to be this side of my box. So all I'm going to do is line that up on here and make sure that that outside edge is flush there. Okay, and you can see we've brought that second set of wings onto this side.
Yes.
So I just need to give that a second for that glue to grab. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So I'm going to pop my glue on the reverse of that fold, and that piece itself would make a really nice little shaped card. So if you just wanted something quick, template C on its own, which is this one, which creates this piece, would make a really nice little shaped card. You could pop the edges on, pop some pattern paper on, and you've just got a nice little shaped card that you could use if you wanted something quick. All right, so this one's now going to go on top of this one, and I'm going to line up the boxes this time and make sure that everything's nice and straight. Okay, and then what I did at home when I was practicing these at home, I popped a rubber band around here, just to hold it together and keep, you know, give that glue a second or two to set. And once your Collal all-purpose glue set, it's rock solid. So something like this that's got a, you know, an opening and a closing aspect to it, you want that glue to do the job. You don't want it to sort of fall apart when somebody opens it up, which is why I like that Collal all-purpose. So again, we've got those at the ready. And then I have a third piece from template I, which is going to go on the front of my box there. So again, all done, all thought out, all the sizes. You've not got to do any measuring. You've not got to worry about whether you've got the right sort of, you know, sizes going on. It's just all done for you. And then this one's going to go on the front. Now, it's up to you whether you want to decorate the back. It asks you to cut 3 of these, but if you want an extra one, you can just repeat it, and that same size will fit the back as well. All right. It may be that you want to put a plain mat and layer on there with a space to write a message if you're sending it to someone. It's entirely up to you how that bit goes together. So that's the bulk of the box actually together. You can see there, you've got the opening in it, you've got your little pieces of box that actually, from the front there, open to pop any kind of gift or anything like that. They'd be nice for little tiny books to go inside here, wouldn't they?
Idea,
just as a little book gift, would be lovely. So that's the main part of the box. And then what we've done is we've taken that lovely butterfly, which was, all my pieces are all playing nicely together over here now. He's here, I put him with the bit that I need. All right, so we've got template E, makes that lovely feature butterfly. And again, as I said, this would be lovely. Cut it maybe once in paper and once in vellum and pop the wings up. Add some gems in the middle. You've got yourself a really nice embellishment that you could use on. Maybe if you were making just a quick card with that piece C, this would make a lovely embellishment just to go on the top of it, you know. So don't think that they can only be used in conjunction with what you're making. And then piece F has got the slightly smaller butterfly. So we've cut that one out, we've drawn around the inside, cut it out, and I've stamped my sentiment on there. But this also, if you had the rectangular piece again, like this, and drew round it and cut out carefully from the inside and left this intact, you've now got an aperture. So pop that up on some foam and you can set things inside it, for example, foam flowers, things like that. Or by popping a piece of acetate behind here, you can see that very quickly you've got the makings of a shaker element there. That would look lovely on the front of it as a gift. So again, I like the fact that they've done this not in a shape that's an outline. You've got the option to make the outline, but you've got that aperture as well. And all we're going to do is position this on the front now. So this is part of our front decoration. So I just want some glue down the centre of here, just to pop this on the front, like so.
Beautiful.
Okay. And then that is technically the instructions followed. But what we want to do is just add a little bit of personal decoration. So I'm going to pop the, I think the glue gun should have had chance yet to warm up.
Good question from Beth, who says, I'm just wondering if you could make a spine and put pages in it. That'd be quite difficult to do.
You could. It would actually mean that there was a bit more gap here, but you could do this piece twice so that it fit either side of the spine. Again, anything like that, get some scrap card that you're not so keen on, or I always think when you buy a pack of cards, there's always a colour that you're not keen on. Use that and have a go and just trial it and see that, you know, we love, you know me, I'm always thinking outside the box. It's like, this is the concept as it was designed, and that's what I wanted to show you on launch day today. But I love a product that you can do something else with as well. So yeah, have a go with any of those ideas. There's been some lovely ideas for different things that we can do with them. And just have a play with it and see what you can come up with.
Lillian's getting excited. She says, I want to make that box just so that I can put a magnetic closure in it to make it snap shut. Yep. There's something very satisfying about that, isn't there?
Absolutely. If you hide the little magnets behind the paper, yep, you've got that little closure inside. Yeah, I know if I've been making memory books or anything like that, yeah, it is very satisfying just to have that little closure.
Samantha says she's got the template, saved the video, trying to make something beautiful, and there's a little bit of a straw poll going on at the minute as to what your favourite from the collection is. Ooh, it's a bit of a close run thing. Beth says the bow and the butterfly. Adriana says I like them all, but my favourite is the tulip. Linda loves the bow. Shadiah likes the tulip. And Lillian says the tulip is my fave. Love the look of the bow, says Susan Ware. What's your favourite, Jan?
What's my favourite? Without a doubt, I've got a clear favourite. What do you think, Ben?
Butterfly?
Nope.
Oh. Is it the bow?
The bow. I love that. As I say, I've seen that card done in previous, you know, sort of different groups that I'm in, seen it on social media, and I've always wanted to have a go at it. And I do remember once trying to sort of do it myself and got myself in a right pickle. It didn't work out, and I was like, no, there's something not quite right there. I've not got the measurements right. And I've sort of had a look, and, you know, I was sort of, do I wear, and obviously here it comes, as if by magic, and we've now got it to actually use. And as I say, the fact that it's made out of the stencil material means that you can keep this indefinitely. And you can either keep them in the packaging that it comes in, or, you know, you might want to transfer them to a little plastic wallet and just put a label on the front of them. Keep your instructions with them. Erin came up with a good idea earlier. She says you could punch a little hole in the corner of all the pieces and pop them on a book ring, something like that, so that you keep everything together. And it's not, you don't want to sort of lose parts of it. So all I've done now is just add some little die cut flowers on there, as you can see, and then I've got a little bow just to fix at the bottom. And again, I've said this many, many times, that the decoration part is very personal, depending on A, your own style, and B, you know, who the recipient's going to be. So who you're sending it to might not like flowers. No. You know, they might want something else on there. It may be that you create, how lovely would it be to create that little aperture? What have I done with them? Create this little aperture for the front here and pop this on with a little bit of foam. Pop a photograph in there of a loved one, you know, that would be really cute as well, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, you can see there, we've got that lovely little element there. You've got the piece that opens up. You can add extra, the one that I showed you this morning had got just some stamped elements inside with some sentiments on. You maybe want to write a little message, a secret message there. I love the idea of having the magnet in it so that it snaps shut. I might have to try that. That's just another design using a die cut butterfly. You know, we've all got collections that have butterflies in, so this is great for marrying up things that you've already got to work with the ones that are already done. And then if you missed the top tip this morning, because I was using my glue gun, I can see there's just a few little glue strands in there. The easiest way I found to get rid of those is just your heat tool gently. Quick whiz over the top of it with your heat tool, and the glue just melts and disappears, and all that sort of goes away. So again, that is the butterfly box. All right, and you've got that opening either to write a message or add something or a sentiment in there, and then you've got the facility for it to open just on the edges there and pop in, get to this one I've just done here, pop in that little gift inside the little boxes there if you wanted to. So we've done all three of them now as a demo, and hopefully I'm going to try and fit you another one in, possibly with the bow again, I'm not sure yet.
You always pop little photos in there as well, couldn't you?
You could.
Which I think is super, super cute. The best thing to do if you've only tuned in for this hour is to go back and watch earlier on the other shows, so you'll get like a demo on all of the different projects that you can make. They are amazing. I'm loving the straw poll that Rachel has put together on the socials. Just interesting to see which ones you guys love the most. You can't, if you're doing the poll, you can't say I love them all. You've got to pick a favourite. You've got to pick a favourite. So Di says the tulip is my favourite. Beth Noob on Facebook says, I think I need to purchase these. You absolutely do. I think they're inexpensive, super value for money, and for what you can achieve with these, I think they're a must-buy. Bubble and Squeak, hello Bubble and Squeak, says, I did a quick review back of the show as late. I really like the butterfly box, but all are snazzy. Lillian says the tulip is my fave. Robbie Hedrick says, I love this collection. I never thought about it until I saw Jan demonstrating it. She teaches so well and gives excellent tips along the way, always. Always, very thorough. Anne's favourite is the tulip. Deborah Spencer says the tulip for me also, it's a nice change. Robbie says all of them. You can't say all of them. Got to pick one. Got to pick one. I'm not allowing all of them. No, don't sit on the fence, you get splinters. Bubble and Squeak says, I like the butterfly box because it's a card with exciting places to add little presents. That it absolutely is. We're going to come back and show more for you in just a second. Bear in mind, we'll need to find Sharon at some point because we've got to do the vote for the demo of the show. And I don't know what she's done with her cards, so we'll have to track Sharon down shortly. I do just want to remind you of Gemini season. During May, we're celebrating all of the amazing Gemini machines which we have here for you at Crafters Companion. We've already done featured kind of deals on the Gemini Junior. This week it's all about the Gemini Mini, saving over 40%. And this is a great machine. Like, how many of you have got this machine? Give me a little bit of a hands up on the socials. I know that many of you have. A lot of you have this one alongside maybe one of the bigger electronic die cutting machines. And I know where it will be. It will be sat on top of your machine, won't it? You leave it on top because it's a great little manual machine to go for when you don't need to run all of the Plate 3 electronic machine. When you just need to quickly die cut something out, the manual machines are absolutely brilliant for that. Plate size, of course, for your Mini is 6x3, and you'll get a lot of your dies through this. I mean, I don't want you to look at this and think, well, it's quite a small little machine. You'll be surprised at how many of the dies you're able to cut with your Mini. You get the same power and precision that you expect from electronic machines in our manual machines as well. That's the deal with these. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it's nice and easy to use. Portability is amazing, and then of course you've got your little suckers there on the bottom, so when you're using it, you've got the absolute stability that you would need as well. Thing to say with this also, that's where my little catchphrase comes from: simplicity without electricity. I use the MIDI. When I craft at home, I have the MIDI. I've got it on a long loan from Craig. It is a long one. It's been nearly 2 years. I mean, it's practically mine now, if I'm being honest. But the reason I like them, again, I'm a simple soul, as you know. I like the manual machines because they do what I want them to do. You literally don't have to worry about plate combinations. You have your plastic folder. That's where you do your die cutting. And then your embossing folders, if you've got a 3D embossing folder, it goes straight through. 2D embossing folders, you're just going to be using your plastic shim through there. I also love the manual machines as well because, as a lot of you will know, I do a bit of crafting on my own, but mainly when I'm crafting, it's when my daughter's crafting along with me. And these are great for little hands as well, you know, for the kids and the grandkids. They're really, really easy to use. My daughter now has just got the hang of it. She just crafts on her own now. Yep. They're great for the kids.
You've not got to worry, have you? It's like there's no electronic parts to worry about, that there's any danger with it. Yeah,
so it's super for that. And the deal today is brilliant because, of course, you'll get your folders and your shims as you would normally get, and you're also going to get within this deal today, it's £20 or $35 worth of extra, so you're going to get more of your folders. You'll get another plastic shim. You're going to get an embossing folder in there too. Plus, we're going to give you some of the little Gemini Mini dies as well, which are super cute. So all of these are included within the deal for free. So that's your saving of $22.95. That one there is Best Wishes. And in the US, just over $35, $35.83. That one's with love. So all of that comes to you for free as well within this bundle, which is part of the Gemini season. You'll see it on the Shop the Day page, but if you want to see all the other Gemini deals that we've got, go to the website, and on the home page, I think it's like a green tab, you'll see, click that, and you've got all of the other Gemini deals right there. All right. Gilmore says, Ben, wait until Craig sends you the rental bill for that MIDI. Oh, I don't want to see it because it will be in the...
Not returning it like we do at the library.
I remember that. Yeah, so funny. The Mini's my favourite machine, says Evelyn, and my most used machine. Crafty Angie says, next week I'll be having some little ones come and make cards. So the mini and midi, perfect for me as well. It's exactly what we've been talking about. So while you need it in your life, great week to pick it up with all of those extras. Right, we've got about half an hour to go. Lots to fit in the last half hour. So I think we're going to have another look at one of these templates. Are you going back to the bow? I
am going back to the bow, yes, as a favourite. I shouldn't have favourites, I must admit, but I do really like this. I think it gives a stunning finish. Well, they all do, but this one just appealed to me. So we're going to go again with this was the one that I made at home. I'm going to recreate this, but we're going to go down sort of more of a green theme this time rather than the turquoise. Yeah. So this paper was from the Positive Thoughts collection. Got that on the show. We did a demo this morning with the Enchanted Dreams on the Wake Up Call, and then this one is actually from Country Lane. So the green papers that I'm going to use is from the Country Lane. So they're all on the show. So what we've got again is a series of templates. It's all laid out here to show you A through to I as to what you get. You've got layers that create the card layer and layers that create the matting layer in your design papers. And then the same again because you've got two elements to it, you've actually got the large bow at the back, and then you've got the smaller one. You've got literally two that make the large bow, two that make the short bow, and then you've got your bow tails, which are the pieces that you can see sticking out of the side, and then the hexagons actually to make your card shape if you wish. There's nothing to stop you popping it on a square card. It's just if you want to, you can pop it. It sort of follows the line of the bow at the front there. Yeah. So we're going to recreate that one, and I've got a lot of the pieces cut ready. Okay. You get your instruction sheet, and also on the back of here, just for the benefit of anybody that hadn't heard earlier, there is actually a web address here. If you type this into your search engine, it will bring up a video just going through the stages that are in the instructions. So again, if it's something that you like to watch, or don't forget, you can watch us guys back whenever you like. So if you bookmark the show, you've always got it to go back to and watch us, stop us, pause us, work craft along with us, absolutely fine. So again, you've got a series of instructions that tell you to cut out certain elements of the template. And when I mean cut out, I've literally taken a piece of card, drawn around my template, and then cut it out with my scissors, as simple as that. It's not difficult. This is sort of accessible for a lot of people. Now, I know one of our customers said earlier that she wasn't great at cutting lots of things out. So it may be that you want to prep this over a few days and then, have several ready and then pop them together. You could keep them in the packets and pop them together as and when you need them. So I'm going to start off, although this is piece G, I'm actually going to pop this one together first, because this is nice and straightforward for the card blank. So it asks you to cut one piece as is, which you can see I've done there, and the little groove here in the top of the template is for you to pop into your scoreboard and make a score line to make the top of the card. So we've actually got a glue tab here to glue a second piece, and it asks you to cut a second piece but without the glue tab. We only need to pop that on once. So all I did was pop this on, pop a line through here and cut it off without the tab. So that's nice and straightforward. I've used a little bit of red line tape, but you can use your tape runner, you can use wet glue, whatever you fancy. And I'm just going to hold those together and then pop that tab inside, and you've got your card blank literally at the ready. Okay. Now there isn't a template for the matte layer, and you don't have to. You can go straight onto here with the rest of your design. But I just like the idea of having some paper in that one. So all I did was draw around this again, but when I've cut it with like a 1/4 inch border. Now if you're not sure on where that is, use your ruler and just draw along your template. Leave a little 1/4 inch edge, draw yourself a line, all 6 sides, and then you can just cut it out that little bit smaller. So I'm going to pop this one, and this beautiful paper, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, but I want that side as a background because we've got all the detail on the bow. So a little bit of contrast going on from the bow to the back of the card. Yep. Now you don't actually see a lot of this on the back, which is why sometimes people haven't bothered decorating the back of it. So again, as I say, purely personal preference. But I do like that piece on there just to finish it off. So that's my card blank at the ready, waiting to receive the bow. So in your instructions, if we go back to the top of the instructions there, it asks you to cut out stencil A on your piece of paper, and this just fits nicely within an A4 piece of cardstock. Now choices are, you know, any of the heavier weight cards, so you could go for your all-purpose card, you could go for the black mat card, you could go for craft card, whatever you fancy. It could be slightly lighter weight, so I know we've got some of the textured cardstock on the show.
Yep.
You could make your card layers in the textured cardstock. I've actually gone down all the way to Nina cardstock here with mine, and I've cut out, drawn round it and cut it out ready to receive that next layer. So that's step 1. Step 2 asks you to bring in the next template, template B, and you can see that that's just a fraction smaller than the original one. So I've done that and cut my paper layer out, and I've got a beautiful matten layer there.
Stunning.
Perfect, without even worrying about any of the sizes. So again, I'm going to use my Collal glue, get this one stuck down because I need this to be dry before we do the next step. So again, I like the Collal just so that I can wriggle everything into place. But if you prefer to use your tape runners or your double-sided tapes, as I say, whatever your preference is, there's no right or wrong. So again, pop that on and then just wriggle it into place. And if you get any of that glue where you don't want it, it just simply rubs away with your finger. So we've got that layer at the ready, and I'm going to leave that one to dry just for a second. Bring my instructions back in, and it asks me to do exactly the same with the second lot. So I've got piece C, and I've cut out my card layer, exactly the same. I need that one back in a second. And then piece D, which is my matte layer. So again, I've cut this out of my card. Now you know that I like inking the edges of my cards, so I've gone with the green topaz fit this colour perfectly. So I've just gone round with my ink pad and done a little bit of inking just to finish it off, but again, that is purely optional, it's not a must. I have a thing about inking the edges of cards to the extent that I have to do it everywhere now. I can't use a piece of card and not ink it. It's just become sort of second nature.
Yeah.
So again, drop that one on top and then just wriggle it back into place so that you've got that little border. Now you might think, well, it's not cut out very well, Jan, because there's gaps at the end there, but I'll come back to these little tabs. These are actually going to be a tab on there. So I'll just leave those to dry for a second, all right, before we go on to the next bit. Step number 10 talks about template E and F. So again, you've got the card layer and the matte layer. And this is the bow tails for your bow. So again, I've cut the card layer out of white cardstock, and I've cut the matte layer out of some coordinating green pearlescent card just for the back of it there. Now mine's actually got a division down the front because I was trying to use up scraps again, but this is going to be covered up, so nobody's going to know that that's actually joined together. So again, you know, it doesn't have to be. This length will need to go on a piece of A4 card, but if you've got scraps, as I say, I've just drawn around each side and joined it in the middle. Nobody's going to be none the wiser once it all fits together. So I'm going to need that piece to go on my card blank. When we turn this over now, it asks you to place the piece with the bow, once we put the card together, onto the back of your card. So I'm literally just going to pop glue on the middle section of this, not all the way because it does stick out of the edge of the card to create the bow tails. Make sure we're on the right direction, and then I'm just going to line this up so that I've got about an equal space at either side here of the card showing, and then leave that piece to dry. And then we're going to come back to these two pieces. Now on template A and template C, let me just put them on something that you can see. You can see here that we've got 4 little lines in the centre of this, and the same on piece C. Okay, so wherever you've got a line like that, you really need to be making a pencil mark. But what I wanted to do was wait while I had my layers cut together, and I'm going to put them on the back so that I can cut through both layers. So I'm just going to line this up, and I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 with my pencil. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on piece C. So again, pop your stencil down over the top, and we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with a craft knife now, and just be careful please if you're using craft knives, I know our Craig had a nasty injury a couple of weeks ago
Oh,
when he
yeah,
went in
he
his
did,
bag,
didn't he?
and unbeknowing, the top had come off it, and he went in. Oh, I can't even imagine.
He put it on his Insta stories as well.
I can't imagine. It made a right mess of his fingers, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then all you're going to do is literally, and if you want to use your metal edge ruler to do this, if you're not so sure about it, then go for it. I tend to just do it freehand. This will all be covered up when it's put together, so it doesn't matter if you've got a, you know, a bit that's not in the right place. But we need to go through both the layers. So I'm applying a little bit of pressure there to actually go through the card and the paper at the other side. So again, just along those lines,
Okay.
we want to make an incision, and we're going to do that on all of those 4 pieces that we've popped the line in.
Just to say as well, Crafty Angie, I've got your question. I will ask Jan in a few moments. She just wants to know what the finished size of the bow card is, because she's wondering about making a box for it.
Yep,
so we'll answer that at the
absolutely.
end. So if you hang fire,
I will just give it a measure. I'll just cut these lines in and then we'll give it a measure. That is a very good question, and it's something I haven't done actually, so we will have a look at that.
Okay.
So again, I just want to make sure that this goes all the way. You want to go through both layers so that you're actually creating a slit in your card. Again, that one's not gone all the way through. Just make sure it's gone through the paper layer as well. And you want to create something that gives you a little slit inside here. All right, you can see there that we've opened up that little tiny slit. So again, I just finished those last 2 off. Again, working onto either your glass mat or onto a cutting mat. Please don't do this on your dining table or somewhere that makes...
Oh no, you'll be in trouble.
Okay, and I'm going to pop the lid back on there just to keep it safe.
Yeah, don't do it.
And then the idea of this now is that these are going to curve round, and the little pieces that we said were extended here are going to tuck into the flap. So just before I do that, I'm just going to try and give a little bit of shaping to those pieces. Okay, now I start it off with my bone folder, and then I usually just run my fingers underneath it as well, but you can roll this around, anything round, you know, so if you've got your bottle there, or so I know some people use a rolling pin, but the idea is that we want to teach that card that it's going to curl, all right, not fold. You don't want to put a crease line in it, you want it to curl to create that lovely bow shape, all right, and then once we've got that in place, the little tab at the end that didn't have the paper on is going to tuck inside the little slit that we've made with the craft knife. If it's not quite big enough, you can still extend that a little bit. I did find that with mine that I've made that I did have to extend a little bit just to fit that flap inside.
Yeah.
And then once you've got hold, pull it through to the front like so. You can see it there. And then I'm just going to grab my glue gun. Now again, you can use whichever glue you prefer for this, but I've just got the point where the glue gun, I've got pretty much an instant fix. You only need a little tiny bit there, but you want that to lay flat. You want that little tab to stick down here and actually lay flat on the front of your card. Now you might think, well, it's going to have 4 little tabs showing, but this is all going to get covered up. All right, so once that one's laid down, I'm going to do exactly the same with the other three edges. So again, bring it over, pop it through, pull it to the front, make sure that that little tab, and you'll get a natural resistance. It will only go. So if I don't think, oh, how far do I have to take it through? You will actually, the way that it's shaped and it's cut, you'll get a natural resistance to it. And it's literally just like half, in fact, even less than half of a penny. All right, to pop through there. It's just that little tiny bit, and you do want to make sure it's secured, because once this goes together, the last thing you want is part of this popping undone when you're giving it or gifting it to someone. So they do need to be secure. It may be that you're not a hot glue gun person. You might want to pop a little bit of tape over it, red line tape underneath it, you know, just general sticky tape over the top of it. All this area in the middle is going to get covered up. So even if you pop a piece of sticky tape right across the top, it won't be seen. All right, so I'm just going to spend a little while doing this, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the smaller one, Ben. Okay?
Still lots of lovely comments coming through. Crafty Energy says, thank you, Ben. Yes, we'll get that answered for you. Do not worry. Deborah just saying the bow, definitely my favourite. I'm glad that Jan is showing us how to use it. The butterfly is my favourite, says Elaine. Pam on Facebook says the butterfly is my number 1, bow 2, tulip 3, but I do love them all, Ben. Well, that's good. It's good that you love them all. That's why you should absolutely go for the collection. Crafty Angie says I bought this collection because of the bow, and just generally so much love coming in for this set. As we said, super affordable, I think, for most. And the great thing as well to mention about this collection, we actually work with the original creator directly to license these designs for you as well. So we're able, obviously, to bring them to a wider audience. And again, like we said, a wider audience in the fact that you don't need to have a craft room full of stash already to be able to get working with these. You know, you don't need to pay out for machines and extra bits and pieces because you've got all of the templates right there. You just need a bit of adhesive, a cutting implement, and then a bit of cardstock and some papers, really. You don't have to spend a huge amount. And who knows, these might be the templates that get someone into craft and get them hooked, mightn't it, Jan?
Yeah, it is very addictive, I must admit. Once you've made something like this and get a result like this, I mean, this was the first one that I did from the instructions.
Fantastic.
Get a result like that and you think, wow, that wasn't actually, the time spent cutting out the pieces is worth the finished product in my opinion. Because obviously there's a little bit of time involved in cutting things out, but that's all part and parcel of the crafting, and I don't mind cutting. I quite like freehand cutting, so I do a lot of fussy cutting of stamps and things like that, so it didn't worry me too much. So I'm going to do exactly the same on that smaller section, which was pieces C and D. Just make sure that they're going to go in that direction that I want them, and you don't want to crease in the corner of here. And then again, exactly the same. That little tab is just going to pop through until you feel that resistance on it. It'll not pull all the way through. Just pop it through to enough that you can you feel a natural sort of finish point to it.
Yeah.
So again, pop it into, the first one went in great. There we go. It's just getting through the 2 layers when you've got the paper and the cardstock together. So again, just pull it through until it feels that it's gone, it's done. And then I'm just going to do those 2 the same. And I'm putting a tiny, tiny, minute bit of glue in there with the glue gun. It's just enough to seal that and keep it in place. So again, popping those flat. And like I said, even though this is the front piece that's going to stick on the larger bow, we're still going to cover this area up. So don't worry if you've got big pieces of tape over here, if you prefer working with a tape. I'll show you what I mean when we come to do the decoration, that all that is covered. So again, through the back with that first one. Okay, and then that last one, they've gone through straight away, look. And then again, we just need that last little bit of glue, and you've got your 2 elements to your bow. Now, you might want to just make the bow with the tails and not add the card behind it. This would make a great, can you imagine a gift topped with this?
Absolutely.
In colours that match whatever you've chosen to wrap your gift in.
I was just thinking as well, a lot of these elements would look great if you're having like Jubilee parties as well, done in Jubilee colours.
Well, I was a little bit cross, Ben, because driving up here, I was listening to the radio and they were all talking about the Jubilee, and I thought, why on earth did I not think about making one of my samples in the Jubilee colours?
Well, you have a lot to think about.
But yeah, these were all prepped at the beginning of, towards the end of last week, so I was not in Jubilee mind.
No.
So you can see now that you can see that shaping coming together, and then this one is going to fit in the centre just here to create that. You can see how that's coming together. Now, there is a little bit of dimension involved in this, so I do tend to use my craft foam pads. So on the back of the large bow, I'm just going to pop a single layer. So I've got 1, 2, 3. And that one's going to stick onto the back of my card blank. Okay, and again, just because everything is 3D, it's not that I don't trust the foam pads, but this is going to be something that's going to be handled and looked at, and wow, look at that, little bit of hot glue on there as well. Now the size of that bow is roughly the size of your card blank.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pop that and use the card blank as a guideline. Okay, and then the second one I'm going to do the same with. So again, I just need a couple on the back of that one. Because it's a wee bit smaller, I'm just going to put 2 like so. I need to clean my tweezers because I'm a dab hand at doing this with the foam pads and they get stuck up. All right, and again, little bit of extra just to make sure that it all stays nicely together.
Yeah.
And then this one's going to nestle inside this one. So just line it up and then pop that one into the centre.
Perfect.
So you can see there that we've got the bulk of that done now. We've got all the bow on the front. We've got our card to open. All we need now is a little bit of decoration. So the last 2 pieces in your kit are pieces H and I.
Okay.
And I've actually got in here, I've got again these ready done. Whether we get all the accessories on, we'll see. I've got some bits and pieces, but we'll see how much time we've got. So you can see there that piece I, again, I've drawn around the edge of it. I've gone to the same colour cardstock as what we had on the bow tails, and I've cut that one out, and that's going to be my first piece for the centre. And then number H, I was going to say, letter H. Letter H,
yes.
Again, drawn around it, cut it out of some of the scrap pattern paper that was left, and I've popped some tape on the back of here, which will just take that off. Whoops. More haste, less speed, Jan. You know, I look up and see the clock and think, yikes, we've not got long left.
We've got just over 10 minutes, Jan.
We've got 10 minutes, we're
Floating bar to
okay.
show.
Oh, we should be able to get the embellishing done as well then.
Yeah, and the vote we've got to do as well, don't forget.
Yeah.
What
Again,
have you made then? Have you done 2 or 3 projects? 3?
I've got 3 altogether because
Yeah.
we had the tulip box in the first part of the hour, didn't we?
2 from Sharon as well, so big.
Brilliant. So that's going to go on there. And then instead of adding another piece in, we've got the little bit in the middle here, which again, if you draw around the inside of that,
Yeah.
you've got your perfect layer to make like a nesting bit. And I've just gone in the stash again, found a suitable stamp, and just stamped that onto the front of there. And that one's going to go in the centre like so. Now, the bit that I would sort of show you here is we just need to flatten a little bit, and this is going to go in the middle. Now, this is bigger than the gap that you've got left, so you do need a little bit of building work inside. Now, I've gone with foam pads. If you can think of other ways to do that, you know, you might want to layer up pieces of scrap card,
Yeah.
pieces of mount board, anything like that. I've just gone with foam pads, and I'm literally going to pop a couple in the centre here. 1, 2, and then take those off, and I'm going to build this up now. I want to create some height to pop that topper on. So I'm going to go again with a second set and pop those on the top of those, and I found that 3 high is a nice height to get that topper where it wants to sit in the middle. So again, another 2. So, you know, you might not want to use 6 foam pads in there. If you can think of other ways of building that height, go for it. Okay. But 3 high there is sufficient. And then again, just that little bit of insurance. I'm going to go with some of the hot glue in there. And then that's brought it up high enough that this will actually pop in the centre now and adhere, rather than it, you know, trying to squidge it down into the bottom and you think, well, it's too big, why won't it fit? All right, so once that's stuck there now, you can see that is essentially your design finished.
Yeah.
Now, I was a little bit OCD about the fact that when you looked in the top, you could see a lot of the construction there. Plus, it's nice to add a little bit of embellishment. So all I've got is a couple of run-throughs with one of my flower dies. I've got some little bits and pieces there, and then I also cut some of the sprigs, and this was from the little set of dies that came out for the mini. So it's called Sprigs and Sprays, I think it is. So I've just cut a couple of those out, and we're literally just going to embellish. So the actual sprigs and sprays, we're going to pop in between the layers.
Could you use, I just read this comment from Pamela, you know, to create the, you know, you've built the middle bit up with foam pads.
Yep.
Pamela's asking, could you use chunky glue, the 3D glue?
Yeah, you could, yes. You could. The only thing with the chunky glue is that it takes a little while to set.
Right, yeah.
So you would need to put maybe something heavy on top of it to hold it in place. Otherwise, it would just spring back. Because of the dimension in the bow, it would spring back out again. So you perhaps need just something to anchor it, because the 3D glue gel takes probably, I would say, 30 minutes to an hour to go off, and I would definitely leave it overnight for it to set completely. Whereas obviously this way, you've got an instant sort of stick there with what we've used. But again, you know, have a go and see what works.
And Terry's asked, I'm not sure if I understand the question, but my brain is a bit frazzled. Can the wavy side of the bow ends that slide into the slit be used as the front? Jan's put it to the back. Is that to eliminate so much bulk?
Oops, I've just popped that in there and it should have gone in there. Say that again, the bit where I pop the tabs in.
So can the wavy side of the bow ends that slide into the slit, can they be used as the front? Jan is putting it to the back. Is that to eliminate so much bulk? I don't understand the question.
If you bring them to the front, is your paper not going to be on the inside, or am I being silly there?
I don't, my
If
brain
you bring
frazzled.
that through and curve it to the front, my pattern paper would be on the inside. My brain's telling me that.
Yeah.
How would you get around that? That's why I've gone that way and tucked them in the back. But as I say, they're not seen once you've got that central piece in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's where I'm at on that one. But my brain's getting tired as well. It's been
a long day.
Yeah.
Have you measured
I'm going to measure it when I've finished it. I haven't
Okay.
forgotten. Yeah, I'm just going to pop these little bits on. And all I've done, as I say, is pop a flower die through on some of the scraps that were left over. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of decoration to go with. But again, however you want to do that. I've just popped some gems in the centres there.
Beautiful.
However you want to decorate. As I said, there's no hard and fast rule. There's some beautiful samples being done by the team.
Yeah. And
So
a lot of you
wherever you
commenting
want
how
them.
much you've enjoyed this. Patty just said, I like fussy cutting as well. I know you were talking about it earlier on. It's very relaxing for me. I like to do it whilst watching TV.
Yes, I do. I tend to sort of draw around all the pieces that I need, and then while I'm watching TV at night, just sit in the chair and cut them all out.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you need to pop a label on the pieces as to what number, what letter it is, and then it's all ready for you to start crafting with the next day then.
Yeah. And again, this is the kind of thing that you'll do, you know, over a little while. It's quite a mindful craft, this, isn't it? You know,
It is. They're really, really nice to use, I must admit. I've really enjoyed it. And then I've just got a little tiny butterfly, and that's just going to go on the front of the sentiment there. Pop him up at the top. All right, so you can see just that little bit of extra embellishment. I'm going to leave the little diddy flower. That one's very tiny. Okay, we turn you that one round now. Stand him up. And you can see there you've got, it is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. So that was the blue themed one with the positive thoughts. And then I've copied exactly the same layout and just done the green from Country Lane. So depending on which paper pad you use, you're going to get a different result. The one that we did this morning looked totally different in the pastel colours. So shall we have a measure?
Yeah, have a measure. And Terry said, she said no, she's meaning flip the whole piece over after they've been secured. Like turning the boat over, I think she said.
All right, I'm with you, yeah. So actually pop in, yeah, I get you, this piece that way up so that the bits are behind it. You could do, because you've got the same at the back, you could do, and that would secure the little tabs underneath. I get what she means now, yeah?
Okay.
I don't think it would make a lot of difference, purely because, as I say, it's all hidden. So unless you weren't decorating the centre, then you could turn it round so that they weren't showing. I've just followed the instructions on the sheet.
Should we quickly get the vote going, and then we'll if you measure, and I'll show some cards here. So the votes then. So these are the makes of Sharon's. So card number 1 is literally the cutest teddy bear you've ever seen, because he's got a waistcoat and glasses and a bow tie. Love him. Number 2 is the card that Sharon made with the botanical set and that gorgeous square frame as well. What have you got, Jan?
Started out at the top of the show with the tulip box. Yep, which was number 3. Okay, then we went on to do the butterfly box. So that was number 4. And then number 5 was our bow card that we've just finished in the green.
Yeah,
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. You've got Whoa, 2 minutes to vote. Did you get a measurement on that?
Right, so
box?
I'm looking approximately 7 inches from top to bottom and just over 10 inches long, so about 10 1/4.
Yep.
So if you were wanting to make a box from that, you probably would need a piece of A3 cardstock, I would think, to get the sizings to add, because obviously you need the depth as well. I mean, we're looking at potentially, oh, that's not easy to do, is it? About probably a couple of inches in height as well. Yeah, so it is a nice staple piece. You know, you might want to just, if you're gifting it to someone, wrap it in some nice tissue paper or something like that. Emboss your tissue paper if you have got a machine, and just wrap it in tissue with a nice sticker on the front or a topper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Sherry just said all of these demos have turned out fantastic, Jan. Thank you for the detailed instructions and directions. Good job hosting, Ben. Thank you. I feel like I've just been watching with you guys over the course of the last hour or so, because it's been mesmerising to see Jan put all these together, and also fantastic for the fact that you know, I can step back and you guys can actually sit, take it all in, and then you've got all of these demonstrations to take with you when you get the product home. I'll give you a bit of a heads up as to what's to come in a few minutes' time, but we've got a result. Quickest ever vote, quickest ever result. Demo of the show. 3.
3. 1,
3.
2. That's the
Your
tulip box, isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
It is a nice one, that, isn't it? Yeah, and it's different. I've not seen anything like this out on the market before. I really haven't. It's like there are a lot of, and we've got a massive range of gift boxes in our die range,
Yeah.
but I've not seen anything like this before, and I love these bits here. And I've actually seen a sample done where they've made the box bigger. So we all know how to make a box, or the majority of us. There's plenty of videos out there, and they've used more than one tulip to create a longer box. So that looks nice as well, again taking it outside the parameters of those instructions. So thank you very much, guys.
Well done. That will go up on the Crafty Walk of Fame. Could be the vote on the demo of the day, which we'll do later on. Coming up later at 6 p.m, Sharon's going to be back from Dawn Bibby Creations for an hour and a half. And then following that, an hour and a half of Creative Cravings with Jan. We've got loads of great products for you. The silhouette stamp and die sets. We've also got those gorgeous silhouette floral dies as well. And tomorrow, I'm delighted to say that Creative Expressions are going to be here. It's Jamie, isn't it? Oh, it's a mystery as to who it might be. Could be Jamie or could be Gwen. Oh, well, we'll find out tomorrow, but whichever way, you know there'll be amazing products coming your way. Also, Debbie Fisher returns from her holidays tomorrow, so she'll be with me. And also, because you know I've obviously done a lot of hours over the last few days, and you know me, #slacker, I'll be going at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I've roped Craig in to do cartload with Debbie. I can't work another long day like this, 3 in a row. Are you joking me? I'm getting old, I'm 43. What are you talking about? Thank you for watching. Check out your baskets. Thank you to Jan. Brilliant, brilliant show, as always. We'll be back in an hour's time with more fun. See you then.